Okay, so, last we left off, the group went beneath the pyramid, exploring a strange ruined temple of Alboros with a man named Venin Malord. Together, they overcame puzzles and battled only slightly more than themselves, managing to get to the end of it with some magic items and gold, ending with the group meeting back up and Melanoe figuring out that some of you were infected with the early stages of hollow fever.
Oh, right.
She then quickly nullified it with lay on hands. I can't remember who it was. I believe it was Maeve, Sidon. I think it was Artron. She also nullified Artron because you were all out at that point. And Slap? I think so.
It was whoever
yeah,
had them checks.
yeah, it was a while ago. It was 2 weeks ago, and then
Yeah,
weeks ago.
I was gonna say whoever had on their notes.
Whoever has probably 1 point of exhaustion, but it's fine. We come back to it is about 3 p.m. You're outside of the pyramid, and I believe we ended last session with a short rest. If not, you guys can take a short rest because you were like sitting down and eating and stuff.
Yes, it was a short rest. I was like looking at my stuff. I was like, why have I got full health and all my resources back? Oh, 'cause it was a short rest.
But yeah, and that's where we ended. What are you guys doing?
Yes.
I actually wrote up that it was Sidon, Maeve, and Archeron equals hollow fever.
Okay, yeah. And then I think it was also
Slab
Slab,
also.
but yeah.
Yeah, I had it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah, so you took a short rest.
No,
Thank you.
You got a few of the items. Cass got a cool staff.
Yes.
I think.
It's on staff from the SU guys.
Yeah. Slab did give it to Cass.
Sidon found a ring on the basilisk. And
yes,
there was the strange dagger hilt. Or dagger. Hilt's the right word, right? Or handle. And then some gold I think you should have added. But yeah. What I'll ask again. What are you doing?
I don't know. Are we just sitting outside?
Yeah, I mean, you're just sitting outside vibing, eating like a bit of a late lunch.
A Subway sandwich.
By Alex.
Yeah.
Macaroni and
Alex,
chicken strips.
way Subway.
Alex's way.
Yeah, so he just like gave it out and just like eat fresh. I'll say that.
Maeve's
the
probably staring daggers at Sidon.
I'm gonna equip this ring, apparently, because I have it. So I'm
The
just gonna put it on.
only person who wasn't here last session was Artron. I don't know if you guys want to give him
Yeah,
a
have
rundown of what
Archeron
happened.
done reading
Did
all
he
his
recover
gooning?
from the gooning guides?
Yeah.
Did,
I apologize, Jen.
Did Cass attune to the staff?
I don't know if a
What
short
do
rest
you
is enough
guys
time to do
see?
that.
Yeah, sure. That's when you
It's in
would
the
take an
front,
hour.
Jen.
Yeah.
What do
Oh,
you gooning
then yes.
I see. because obviously, well, we didn't know what the staff was, and
Yeah, I think I was gonna keep it hidden, but I realized none of you there had identify. So when you guys left, I was like, "Oh, there you go."
The TLDR is that Sidon was an idiot yet again.
oh,
I was not an idiot this time. I asked.
No,
You
no,
didn't allow me
no.
to add this,
Yes!
to be
so it
fair,
doesn't
he
count.
did ask, but he didn't wait for a whole answer.
No.
You-
I asked everyone collectively.
No,
Even Drac
no,
complimented me. He said
Right.
that that's how you talk to people, Sidon.
If you said to me, Maeve, is it a good idea if I jump into the Scar of the Land and I say, possibly, does that mean that you'll do it?
Yes.
Then you're an idiot!
Yes, I'm a
Oh!
monk. I am slowful. Oh no!
If
Mum and
if
Dad are
you say
fighting again.
possibly, that is a tentative yes.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it
Hey,
ain't.
Mel says, "Hey guys, what are we doing?"
Mum and Dad are fighting
Is
again.
there somewhere we can put him? Possibly.
Daddy
Can we just-
daycare.
Do you want to stay here with the robot man, Sidon?
No, I don't like the robot man. He talks.
Well, I don't
Oh,
like
there-
you.
Maeve, do you remember that retirement home in Whittle for the mentally deranged? I mean, it's
Do you think
mostly
they'll have
old
room?
people there. Well, they're old people, so they die pretty quickly
He'll
after
fit
they,
in.
you know.
He'll fit right in because if he carries on, he's going to die very soon.
To be fair, we did figure out as well that Cass and Sidon are basically a married couple.
No.
Wait, we're what? What? Hold on.
It was just the arguments you had while across the other side of the gap.
Wait, I thought that was like a divorced couple.
No, because
Taking
they-
the dog, dumbass.
No, Maeve and Sidon are a divorced couple.
yeah.
I was going to say, you'd be happy afterwards.
Hey, Drac. About what the snake said about you
Oh god, I forgot.
breaking yourself.
Sorry, what?
At the end of
Well-
the last session.
Yeah, the
when
snake said
the
something
final
about
puzzle, yeah.
issue of bone and that the blood like breaks you or something.
Oh yeah, because I can do this, and then I pull out
It's his
the
bone
bone
sword,
from my
Cass.
hand, and it's like
But
you can hear the bone crack and like reassemble in another way.
Oh,
he does it every
Doesn't
fight.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
never,
surprised
like,
you haven't
took
like
a close
caught up
look to it
onto that
because
now.
you know, when he uses it, we're in the middle of a fight, and I need to make sure everyone is, you know, still alive and stuff like that.
Sidon.
But I didn't. I just thought it was like a magic item that looked to appear like a bone sword. I
No,
didn't
this is
actually know it was.
actually-
like-
That's an actual arm.
Yeah,
Oh,
You
that
went
must-
Irish then.
That's
Arm.
funny. Nah,
That's
it's
his arm.
It's his actual arm. I
Arnie
don't have an
arm.
Irish,
Doesn't
I don't
that
have an
hurt?
Irish character here. Too.
well, I have this rapier, and I will like unsheath the blood shed rapier instead.
Yeah.
But
It's like a red bladed rapier with sort of the handle that looks like almost sort of trail, like it almost looks like trails of blood sort of going between like the tip of the bottom of the blade and the bottom of the handle. It's like a very intricately made blade.
yeah, I know you have done it, like the weapon in D&D, but I think I have kind of good picture of how it looks.
I mean, I that's just an item that exists. I didn't make that one.
Oh, you didn't?
No, it's one of the ones from I think the Bigby book or something. But yeah, it's just an item that I was like, this works with the item that Deirdre would have had on her. So yeah.
Wait, so
Um,
if that by chance breaks, do you just like miss bones and stuff like that?
If what breaks?
Your arm.
The-
If your
the
bone
sword.
breaks.
It will break, but yeah, my bones will grow back.
Well, does if the sword breaks, is it like you broke an arm, or like is
Yeah,
your arm out
kinda.
of commission for a while, or is it just?
I don't want to think about that. Luckily, it's not happened. But you've just given me.
It's
an
like
idea.
an octopus that
Oh,
they can like
God.
regrow
Stop
like
talking.
its tentacles.
Yeah, like a lizard,
Or,
you know.
or is it
Stop
like
giving him ideas.
I heard this one guy from a Marvel dimension who had claws, and someone snapped those
That's
up a
every
bone,
time.
and
So
they grew back
what
immediately.
we've got to do then is change his whole skeleton to metal.
Oh god.
Copyright,
Please
copyright, copyright.
Oh, I didn't say the metal though, did I?
What is it? It's
Copper.
Adamantine.
it's adamantine. Yeah, it is. Okay.
It's Adam.
Yeah,
Carey.
we changed
Oh no, it's
to-
adamantium, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Okay,
if we
adamantine's fine.
you know, if we just get a bunch of mithril
Adam
ore,
and the
stick
ant.
it in a
Yeah.
vat.
That's
I
an
mean, you
old
could-
reference.
I mean,
Show me age.
adamantine, exists. Like, that's the thing. You could do that. It probably, I don't. You would just beep every time you went through a metal detector.
Do you reckon?
yeah,
it's
I
like
don't
that
like that
transition?
idea.
Hey,
Please
listen,
don't
guys.
do that.
If you do it, I'll give you buffs, but I will be able to cast sheet metal on your bones.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't like this idea, guys.
Asher, disadvantaged at stealth checks because
Yeah,
technically.
clink, 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 clink. You get stuck like a magnet. But yeah,
Oh no! What's the new big bad? A giant magnet.
yeah. It's,
Oh no!
Ah.
No, it's not a giant magnet. It's Magneto.
It's Magneto.
Completely
No,
unrelated to the
Magneto
X-Men.
is copyrighted.
villain.
Completely
Magnet
unrelated.
Man.
Yes, yeah.
Magnetic man.
Yes, neat Mago. God.
No, it's Man
He's
Mag.
just a
it's
clean freak. No, it's neat Mago because he's a wizard. He's like a really... Okay, yeah, what are you guys doing? It's 3 p.m. You guys, you're gonna finish long
Want to have
rest about
some
3
lunch?
p.m.
Is there a restaurant somewhere
You eat
anywhere?
food. No, you're next to a fucking pyramid. Alex is your restaurant.
There's no gift shop with snacks?
I was going to say,
No.
is there no calf?
There is no gift
No.
shop or cafe here, no.
Guys, don't worry. There's a Tesco Express down the road.
Is that a McDonald's?
Point
I
at
see?
Alex.
Oh. No.
What is the plan here? Are we going
No,
I reckon
it's,
it'll be a long
Mac-
list.
pyramids
McDonald's.
or
Mm.
do we have some ruins to go to before we get to Whittle? Like, how long will it take us to get there?
If you were going to the ruins, it would take about
So it's about another
Ruins
25
of-
miles.
We do
to
have
get to the
camels.
ruins, isn't it?
it's about another day and a half. If you were to follow the road and then go off to the side, you could probably beeline it through the desert. However, I would make you roll more random encounters.
Yeah,
Because you're
please
in a-
take the road. I much rather like to
So, like,
travel
Would
a
it be
road.
short to cut through the village? Just out of curiosity.
if all the random encounters go all right, yes. That being said, they're random. But
Fucking
yeah,
red dragon attacking us and stuff. I
you
don't
could
like
go
that.
down the
Gem
road
dragon.
like a day. Yeah, definitely a gem dragon. You could go down.
I mean,
the road
if a
like
dragon is going to
day.
attack us, I don't think it's going to be much difference if we are on the road or off road. If I
You
completely
guys,
Well,
honest.
you guys
We
are
can hope
assuming I
that
have a
some
dragon attack
like
in my
stupid
notes.
people are like in the desert and they attack it first, so it charges them, and we can just like ride on by, like bikers.
But yeah, like the safest way if you want to go to Morsalyn would be like a day or like 8 hours or so down the road, sort of like near the edge of where this dune is on.
How long
the
will
map.
it take to get to Whittle?
To Whittle, if you were to go from where you want out, it'd be about 3 days, 2.5, 3 days, or yeah, about that. And then to Morsalyn, it would be about a day and a half, and then a day and a half from there to Whittle, assuming everything
Wait,
goes well.
before we leave, didn't we want to search for maybe a cure for Artron for his, this
For
weak
his gooning
thing, this-
disease. I mean, what?
I think that's recent, and I don't think we should.
Yeah, I don't really know if he found out anything.
I thought we already had. I thought you already looked into it. Did you already look into your curse thing?
The hollow fever, I thought that had been cured.
No, your
you
You know, the
Your character thing.
the transformation thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
It was
So,
at the end.
what
It was
have
end
you
of
learned?
the. It was end of the session. Not last week, the
Before
week before, and I
yeah.
think I also had messaged James a bit afterwards. But yeah.
So
Okay,
share with the group, maybe. I don't know. Could be good if we also
The-
knew what you knew. Or
Well,
yeah, you know.
yeah. It's there are ways and means to mitigate it. Cure. It's. I'm thinking about it.
You Sunday went really glitchy. Okay.
And
Just
now you're
removing it,
almost
it's, slightly more
completely
complicated.
gone.
We heard like none of that. You were like all right at the beginning, then it stopped, and then we heard the very end. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's back.
Am I
Maybe
back?
back.
Hello. Yeah.
Sounds better.
He says that it's not as simple as just removing it. He needs time to think about it.
Okay.
Okay. Did we find anything about the ghost the ghost that and spirits that Maeve could see?
That's why we want to go to Morsalyn.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I thought we. Yeah, sorry. I'm forgetting things.
It's been a while since we played.
Yeah.
It's been like, what, 3 weeks?
Who's our resident note taker in this group?
James and the DM. Actually, I don't take notes on what you guys learn. I just have the notes from the session. Yeah, I can give you any information that you have learned, but the main bulk of what you learned from the archivist in the last session, or in the session before last, was about...
The answers don't lie here.
Yeah, it was about some of Archeron's stuff. There was, I think, questions asked about the Hells. Was that about the Hells or the Abyss? One of the two. Being like, hey, what the fuck is that? Like, you know, what's the order of operations? Where even the Archivist didn't know the whatever big abyssal thing that you guys saw in the vision was. And then I don't think anything else pressing was asked that I can think off the top of my head. And then Venin, and then dungeon diving happened.
So,
yeah.
Maeve, what do you want to do first? Whittle or Morsalyn? I assumed we were going to Morsalyn first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you want to get there? Cut straight across the desert, or go across the road?
Oh my god, he's learning. I mean,
I asked before!
To go along the road. But obviously there will be a point where we have to go across the desert.
Yeah, no matter what, you will have to go across the desert. It just like depends on whether you want to try and go straight and maybe cut some time off, but risk more random encounters, or go across the road and then to the side and probably get, you know, an extra half day's travel.
I mean, we're not in a hurry to go to Whittle, are we?
Mm-mm.
No?
I thought there was a timeline on Nyx being there.
She hasn't said that she wants to leave.
Fair enough.
The signs say she will be there whenever the fuck you guys get there.
She'll
It's
only
written-
just arrive.
It's written in the star. Sorry, it's written in the sand.
God says she'll be there.
But yeah, if there's nothing, because I think none of our brains are working 100% today, I will say you guys, because it's 3 p.m., you guys can probably, you know, get most of a day's travel in. You know, where it's not blistering heat, stuff like that. So we'll say you guys pack up all your stuff, and begin the trek on the 2 wagons with the camels. I believe I've had James roll and I've had Pete roll, so I don't know why I did it in that order. I'm just looking, the order's weird. I'll say Matt, can you roll me a d20?
who the fuck is Matt?
I don't know.
Is that not you, Nathaniel Slap Concrete?
That's his
Who dat?
legal first name. 14. Okay.
If it's a dragon, I'm going to be so upset.
Imagine. No. So you.
What, the band?
Yes. Imagine dragon.
Dragon Force.
So you go on your journey, and you are under the. Most of you, I would say, are under the hooded wagons. However, the 2 people specifically who are not, I think, were Cass and Cassian.
What's that?
The 2 people who were driving, so they were not.
Oh, yeah.
What's the word? So they were not under the thing. You know what I mean? My brain. Because of that, the it's funny considering what I said earlier. Even though it is later on in the year, and it is, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 p.m. as you're going, it seems like it's one of those days where it is warmer than normal, and there is no clouds in the sky, and there is very little wind. So can I have Cass and Cassian roll some con saves for me?
You're welcome.
What happened? What I missed? I passed out in the wagon for a little
The
while.
sun's
The
real.
save's still not working.
The sun is hot.
Nope, they're not.
I will say. Let me just look at the wagon.
If you right click it,
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a 6.
obviously,
I don't remember who was on what, because someone will have a bonus because of
yeah,
now.
but if you right click it, I think
I
it
was
works.
on.
Yes. Cat. No. So it's just those two after all. Anyway.
Oh no, I was just testing it to see.
Yeah.
Um,
So I just looked. I just went back to the other maps.
Would I need to roll since it was established that Silent is on top of the cart?
Hey, if you want to say that, go ahead.
What was it?
I-
Concept?
Con save. So Cassian would add the +4 or 3 from Mel. Either way, he will succeed that. Sidon will succeed that. However, Cass will take 1 point of exhaustion because the sun's heat is bearing down on you, and it's not nice.
Not Cass as well.
I'm the
no,
only
no.
one outside driving this fucking
Oh.
thing.
Hey, Cassian was. He's just better.
Oh wait. Oh
Burn.
crap! That's 2 points of exhaustion for me.
Well,
Ooh.
you're gonna lose one at some point. However, the rest of the
At
day,
some point.
the rest of the day is relatively uneventful, and you get to the point where you would begin to want to bear off to the left, or to the right, I guess, from your perspective, to get to Morsalyn. However, it is getting late. It's probably about 8-9 p.m. and you guys have been up since the morning, and some of you have been adventuring and delving all the way. So you are starting to get pretty exhausted. Yeah.
Hey
And some
guys,
of
do you
are-
want to camp by the road or go further inland and then camp there?
I think
It would be
I'm
safer
gonna
to do it
camp
here.
road.
I'll say,
Yeah.
come slightly off the road. Well, not exactly on the road.
Yeah, you don't want to block other travellers.
It's the Wilson
yeah.
Desert. I've yet to see another person traveling.
You've seen a few people going by.
Never
What
mind.
do you
I've
mean?
agreed.
There's the
I've
guy
seen
right
only
there.
a-
We got merchant over there. He's got his
You
camera
see,
and
see
everything.
a random metal detector guy, like in the desert.
Silent. That's an hallucination from the heat.
No, I passed my con save. It's fine. I've just got.
You're
a
hallucinating from the heat.
What is this
Wait, we're
concept
both
you
talking
keep
about
talking
the.
about?
Yeah, we're both talking about the flying mermaid, right? Like right there. No.
No,
Oh
no,
boy.
no movement. That's
That
porridge.
doesn't
What
bode
do you
well.
want about? That's porridge. What? Flying mermaid.
Do you have heat stroke, Cass?
Of course not. I grew up here.
Make me a deception check.
I don't think it's even necessary.
Yeah, you're like. Yeah, Cass probably has heat stroke. She probably needs like
Yeah.
like to splash her face with water and lie down.
Does anyone have
you're-
lemon slices?
Hold on. You're a cleric of the sun god. You lived in the desert all your life, and you have heat stroke.
It's goddess.
listen, Silent. She's a light cleric. I mean, she takes in more light, so doesn't mean she's resistant to it. She just takes more in.
Yeah, I have too much melatonin in my body to like,
Yeah.
you know.
She
handle
didn't
this.
wear enough sunscreen for the light cleric. She didn't buy the light cleric specific sunscreen in Godly Goods in Pyro. So yeah.
I thought
But-
my clerics were immune to sunburns. They lied to me.
Yeah, that's the reason you became a light cleric.
The only reason.
Yeah. But yeah, so I assume you guys bed down, you put up your tents, and you
So-
or the dome.
Should anyone sit guard or how? What are we thinking?
Even though I did poorly on the last one, I shouldn't do it anyway because I am exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, I
Me too.
could take one shift.
I'm very tired.
Cassian doesn't
Can I
like
just-
taking one.
Can I sleep like
Okay,
sleep tonight, please?
You only need like 3 people to do it, so like you can
Oh,
have.
okay. I thought it was 4.
No, you can do it in like. I always do it as three.
The 3 I think is a good number.
4 just becomes tedious. But yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
I can do one.
do it easy enough. We'll say before you guys all bed down, you have a nice meal.
Num, num, num,
With,
num.
yeah, Alex makes some.
I
some
made
food.
curry.
No!
Alex makes some good food because Cat is exhausted.
It's
Gosh,
a
you
snowball.
forgot to peel the peppers.
God damn it. Oh, I'm
you
sorry,
do-
guys. I know how much you were looking forward to my curry.
Yeah, it's a damn shame.
Alex
He
says.
Oh,
he pulls out a microwavable one instead.
Alex says. Don't worry, I will make something. Just get some rest.
Yeah,
But yeah,
okay.
as you're eating food and sitting down, relaxing, Cassian does as you're like
A backflip.
sitting around. He does Cassian. um, sorry. I'm going to take a drink now. Fuck you.
We're very very giggly today.
Yeah, I think everyone is kind of.
Everyone's
in a
warm
tired
and slightly
mood-ish.
sleep deprived. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have been up at a convention all day, so.
Oh god, yeah.
It's either this or shouting at each other again.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
I'd
not
rather
each other,
this, maybe.
specifically at Siren again.
Yeah.
Um,
I asked permission. I don't know what else I'm meant to do in this situation.
But as you are sitting down and eating, Cassian does say, he doesn't do it back up, he does say that I was racking my memory about information about Morsalyn when it was mentioned that we might go there. And if you like, I can give it if people would prefer. I will say it's not a light bit of history, but if you'd like, I can.
Share with the glass.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have more information.
Do you have a map of the place?
No, I don't. It was just from what was written in some of the books. I think in the library in my old home. But he goes on to say he like flicks through notes that he was writing down to like remind himself of them. Probably once he actually maybe mentioned it to the archivist to try and like recollect the notes. But he says in 1340, near the start of the almost 100-year war between Obelister and Ithralda, in the texts it said that King Darian Thoraldar ordered the first group of trained Dragon Knights, as he was the creator and founder of that organization, to head to Pyra to attempt a treaty with the folk of the desert and attempt to stop the violence that had been started before his reign. However, the records show that they got lost within the deserts, ending up near Morsalyn, probably similar to where we are now, with parched mouths and broken spirits. They were unable to contact the king, so they waited by an oasis near the city, unable to move forward and unwilling to make the trek back. He's like reading from notes that he's written down. It was after that the various accounts differ drastically. Some say they went into Morsalyn in disguise to learn their ways, and some of them ending up joining the population there, until a rescue party from Ithralda came in, needlessly, he like pauses, slaughtering any that came in their path. Other accounts say that madness took the Dragon Knights in the desert, causing them to rush in and do the same. And some add that some of the people of Morsalyn were tired of the war and tried to welcome the opposition in, only to be met with knives at their throats. The massacre of Morsalyn, it was called in the history books, and no matter how hard it seemed, the throne tried to silence it. People did not forget that easily, and that's why there is still some animosity in certain circles. and that's
Okay,
why
so
that's why
in
that no
these
one
ruins
stays
are
there.
people living there, or is it
No,
just like
it was no one lived.
and no
do you
one
believe,
lives there anymore? I guess.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, it's not unlikely that animals could have made their home there, or even people looking for a place to rest with shelter, because it is a ruin of places. Or
Yeah,
sponges.
just want to know what I get myself
But
into.
not to my knowledge. But I've not been there before.
Cassian, do
Yes.
you believe the tale that they sent the Dragon Knights in for peace talks, or do you think that...
I believe that much, as I've seen drafted up versions of those peace talks before they were sent. But I cannot be certain about what happened once they were in the desert, because no one is entirely sure. I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it was madness and lack of sleep and exhaustion, but I feel
I
like
mean-
that's a...
Let's be honest, we all know how conquery Infrared can be.
Yes, especially before.
Especially before that, they're still at it. They're at war with my nation.
Yes. Well, let's hope that that can get concluded without a similar
You sound happy about that,
situation.
Sidon.
No, that was Peter laughing.
Who the fuck is Peter?
It's the exhaustion.
That's what he calls the wolf.
Oh,
There is no wolf now.
I don't know what we'll find there, and I don't know what the truth was. But whether it was one thing or another, it is one of the greatest tragedies of recent times.
What if there was a it's fucking soundboards.
I need to mute
uh,
everyone's.
Oh my god, what was I gonna say?
I was gonna say he's lost his train of thought. What was the
Fucking
last thing you said?
soundboard. I was
What you were
gonna
saying.
say that was it. Gutchin, do you think maybe... I know you said no one survived, but is there a possibility there may have been a potential, like, sole survivor?
I mean, it's always possible. It wasn't a small place. It was about the size of... I'm trying to think of, like, similarly sized towns, but you guys haven't been to that many places. It was... it wasn't a small place. So it's always possible that someone survived or someone was on the outskirts, but no survivors have been recognized officially, and none have come out to say that they were a part of that.
Aside from us going there and that... Was it a book that told you about Morsalyn, Maeve?
It was...
Yes, in the library.
In the library in Pyra, there was a...
The glowy
part,
book.
there was a part about demigods. And when Maeve read the name Noctura, which is one of the demigods, which is the demigod under Cairo, the god of death, she saw text that wasn't there written in Celestial saying to go to Morsalyn.
What if Noctura is the sole survivor of Morsalyn? Surrounded by all that death. It would make
If someone
sense.
wants to make me a religion check, I can give some information about her.
Faith in undead?
Yes, I'll give it to you.
Oh, that's an 18.
Nice.
Oh, I'm exhausted still.
Oh,
Aww.
That's so sad.
Sidon's like, on a different day, I would know.
15.
I
16.
can't recall.
Nice. Okay, so the highest roll there being a 16. So Artron and Drat, what information would be known about Noctura?
I just read about her in the library.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of information that's known. So I think with the 15 and 16, not much is known about her, so I won't give you a lot of information. but you guys would know that Noctura is classed as a demigod, who like I guess works under Cairo. You would
Should be
know...
on the same level as Neve and
Yes, yeah, she'd be on a very similar level to them.
Yeah.
She is also known as the Second Shadow or the Grey Guardian. So Cairo ferries the souls to the Cave of Cairo to like judge them, to determine whether they were good people. Whereas Noctura is the keeper of the moment of death. She, like the moment someone dies, it is her job to seek out their soul and to wish them like a good transition into the afterlife. I think with a 16, that's all you. Yeah, I think that's all.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
We share with the class, I assume.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys can set up watches. I will say I'm not going to do random encounters for the night because I can't be bothered.
Fair enough.
And I have nothing planned. So if you guys can do any watches you want, use the tents or the dome, whatever, and you can take your long rest. You can remove 1 point of exhaustion.
Yay!
And you wake up sort of relatively early. We'll say you probably wake up at about 7 in the morning. So
Do we lose temp HP then? I guess?
Yes, you do. So any temp HP you've got, any stuff like that, you do lose it, but you also lose a point of exhaustion, which is good if you have it. And let me check. Did Layla have one? No.
Silent wakes up feeling refreshed, thinking about last night, how if he wasn't exhausted, he would have got an 18 on the religion check.
He would have gotten a slight bit more information. It's fine. But yeah, so you wake up, you have a morning meal. We'll say it's about 7:30, 8 in the morning because you guys went to bed relatively early. You can see the sun is starting to rise on the western horizon over the desert as you all begin to move throughout the day. And unless there's anything you want to do, you get on the camels or on the wagons with the camels. And I assume you begin the slightly more dangerous trek towards Morsalyn, to the southwest. That's the word. Yeah. So I will say for this, you guys have a choice that I will give you for your time through the desert. There is no existing paths to Morsalyn, at least not anymore. So if you wanted to...
It's going to sound like a silly question because I'm assuming it's loose sand in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
But you said there's no like obvious paths, but is there any an area that has been recently traversed? Like maybe a guy has traveled across the desert recently? Before, in the early morning?
I will say you can't say anything specifically unless a random encounter says so, and then I'll change my answer. But, but yeah, so you guys have a choice. You can either travel a bit slower, which will obviously take a bit more time, but you're more careful, which means I will have you roll less random encounters. That will probably take you another full-ish day's travel to get there. However,
and how much time would it take to not be cautious?
Yeah, so if you were to travel at a normal pace, it would take another about 8 hours or so, which would take you to about 2 in the afternoon. But I will have to roll 2 random encounters rather than 1.
So,
and if we
what do
took
you
the
guys
cautious
think?
route, would we? If we took the cautious route, would we get another long rest in the desert?
No, you could get there you could be there by the evening. It'll just be nighttime.
Yeah.
It'll be.
If we went,
it'll be about 7 or 8. 7 or 8 in the evening by the time you get there. If you were to be cautious, it'd be like a full 12-hour day of travel.
I say we go at a normal pace. We can handle anything that comes our way. And I mean, if Maeve was invited, in a magic book.
What do you mean Maeve was invited?
In a magic book. I assume Maeve told us about the magic book.
Yeah.
Oh,
book
yeah,
that she
yeah,
found.
that magic book.
Yeah.
I sure remember that.
It was when I was giving you a half an hour lore dump.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys
we
want to
remember
vote,
those, Hayden, we were also invited to speak to Deirdre, and that didn't end particularly well. I mean, it ended okay, I suppose, but in the moment,
but
it was pretty awful.
Deirdre was a bitch.
Cassian,
We don't know
in
who
the
sent this
background.
message, Hayden.
It-
We assume
well-
it's somebody, but we also now know that there is a potentially celestial demon or devil lord or demon lord we have to contend with.
I mean, so far we haven't been steered wrong by heralds of the gods. So far, in everything we've done, and we've met 2 of them.
Great.
They're pretty chill.
Right?
Yeah, isn't
This would be the
Erevan-
third.
Erevan-
Yeah, Erevan and Neve.
What about Helene?
Helene's not a herald. I don't
Is she
think,
not?
anyway.
I
don't think so.
I'm just
No,
a teenage dirtbag baby.
Mm,
No, I mean, I'm just Helene, I think.
I'm just.
I
kidding.
think you're a lot stronger than just Helene. You're a wizard, Helene.
No, I'm not. I'm a cleric.
No, I think you're stronger than just Helene, but you're important.
Really, I'm just Helene. I don't even know what my second name is, so I'm just Helene.
Welcome to the club.
No.
Helene more than just Helene. At your service.
Helene, the non-wandering cleric.
Yeah. Well, she's now
She's
the.
now
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah. I guess then at Sidon's behest, unless someone has
Unless someone objects.
another way to go about it. You say you guys can go at a regular pace. You'll get there at about 2-3 p.m. provided everything goes well. So we've had. Who did I just have roll? I had Matt
me.
roll. We've had Pete and James roll last time. So Woo, can you roll me a d20?
I can try. Let's see. Where? Oh, not 20.
Dragons.
That's good.
Instantly swarming
dragons.
all around us.
5 dragons.
Okay, cool. So as you are, no,
You didn't deny
Is
it.
that rainbow? No, it's 5 dragons. God damn it.
it's Tiamat. Do I have a thing ready for this? No, I don't. Okay, so as you are going, you. This doesn't make sense because you're not on the. Okay, hold on. No, it's fine. I'll go with it.
I
So-
fucked up the plan.
No, it's fine. It's one that I planned to be on the road, but I can do it. So as you are going, we're about halfway through the day's. No, you're not. You're doing 2 random encounters. You're about 3 hours into the day's travel, and you see sort of on the horizon. If you guys are sort of about here on the map, sort of from directly south of you, maybe slightly east, you see a small group of people walking not towards you, but in your direction, but not beelining it towards you, sort of just going across the desert. You can see
Are they sand walking or just walking?
no, they are just walking.
Okay.
Are they
desert-
bending the
desert
sand
power.
on? Are they bending the sand for sand skimmers?
No. You see, guys, I've just realized something.
It's the worm from Doom.
I haven't done the OBS recording.
Oh.
It's fine. Honestly, the map hasn't mattered so far. It's fine.
Figure it
I
out.
mean- I can just play the recording now.
But the listeners of the podcast will
Um,
be so disappointed.
8:46. This is gonna be
The
an
listeners won't, because this is viewers.
Yes, now.
I know, that was the joke.
So yeah, I can figure. I can just actually just pause it, pause the still frame until about now because I didn't use the map. Luckily,
Yeah,
I'm glad I
that's
realized
true.
that.
Thank God
I
we
was-
were on the master map.
I was just looking and I was like, I forgot to do something, didn't I? And I was like, That was it. So yeah, you guys are walking across the desert. In the wagon going across the desert, and you can see. Let me roll something. How many? Whoops. Okay, you can see a somewhat familiar-looking cloak. Not the same person, but you can see a shimmering green cloak of a member of the Dendro's Order, the same group that Venin was a part of. You see him sort of, this is still, a good 120, 150 feet off in the distance. You can see him, like a person in the green outfit. You can also see 3 other people sort of nearby this person wearing similar outfits but less adorned, just more simple versions of that. And you can see that the main guy in the green has a creature on a leash, which appears to be some sort of weird dog hyena-like creature on a leash. Well, I'm gonna send an image and you tell me. It does look like it's trained. Like, it's not biting at anything. It's like it's walking with them. But this is it.
Ew, what the fuck is that?
And you can see they are walking sort of... They're not... They like, can see you, and they've, like, noticed you. They are just sort of... They're not interacting if you're not.
What is that ugly chimera of a creature?
If someone wants to make me a...
It's got hooves!
I'll say a nature check. I'll give you more information about the creature.
Can I argue survival check for wandering the world? I may have seen a creature like that.
Survival. I'm just looking up.
Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna ask, so...
It's not Faith in Undead.
Oh, cool. Yes,
To be fair, I don't think I need it.
I will say...
25.
Yeah, I'll say no. I mean, survival wouldn't work for that anyway. So, for Archeron and Slab, you recognize this creature to be... Hold on, Marisha, tell me how to say this name. A Luke Crotter. L-E-U-C-R-O.
Went to school with a Luke Trotter.
L-E-U-C-R-O-T-T-A. You know they are a monstrosity. They are classed as monstrosities. And they are
living horse hooves.
Yeah, they sort of resemble gnolls and are sometimes seen with packs of gnolls. And like a hyena or a similar animal, they have the ability to somewhat mimic the voice of a humanoid.
Oh.
I will be passing all this information on to...
And you also know they're pretty smelly.
It's like Simon.
They are sometimes called the ugly killer, according to the wiki.
Like Simon!
Is Maeve still mad at Sidon?
Yeah.
When is she not mad at Sidon?
But yeah,
sometimes there is a break.
usually they're pretty chaotic. Like they're seen with gnolls and like hunting
Just like
paths.
Simon! I'll stop.
But currently this one is like leashed and is walking next to this group relatively naturally.
Can we make sure that we avoid that creature? It apparently, from my reading, it stinks. So, and it looks awful. I don't recognize the green robes. I think you all saw it with some.
There was a guy in the. There was a guy in the pyramid when you were reading your book. He took us deep into.
I was doing more than just reading a book. I turned around and you were all gone. I didn't know where you'd gone, but it's fine. I'm a big boy.
Yeah, you were having a nosebleed while reading this book about gooning or something like that. I don't know.
No.
I was reading. This doesn't matter.
I left Helene in your capable hands for.
Yeah, I think it would have been Helene, Layla, Cassie, and Alex were all still there. While they did their thing. But yeah, it was
You're usually
the.
busy reading books about magic and curses
Yes.
and whatever.
It's
So-
fine. It's fine. I don't know the context of the Green Robe, so.
They
I'm trying to find it in my notes. What was the information that I gave you last time? So the guy Venin, who was the guy who like gave him the quest, who like helped them when they were sort of down below. I'm trying to find it in my notes. Where is it? They are sort of like a smaller rival to the Guild of Lotus, who are like the main merchants and stuff within Obelister.
yeah.
They are seen as slightly religious. A lot of them are shown to follow Alboros, who's the serpent, god of cycles, things like that. And they are just sort of like, less established guild like merchants. The Guild of Lotus are part of like a group.
Oh, so presumably these guys are chill, as the kids say.
I assume, yeah.
Venin was pretty chill.
Hmm.
To be fair,
Yeah,
he was kinda
they
He did help us through the whole puzzle downstairs.
Yeah,
they wear green with a golden snake-like crest on the outfit.
I'm curious how they tamed one of them. If they're as chaotic as people have you
Maybe
guys.
they're curious on how we tamed you.
You guys haven't tamed me. What do you want about?
That's a good point.
To be fair, I don't really want to know how they tamed that thing because it looks fucking freaky.
It does.
His eyes look in two different
Well-
directions.
I'm gonna try and place a treat on Siden's nose and see if he sits still. What I
What are you
Oh.
doing?
It's gotta be meat, remember?
do. Good boy.
It's just like a bit of like kebab that he's like taken off and just placed on his nose.
Pocket kebab.
pocket
Oh, that
kebab.
sounds awful. Oh,
That sounds really
that sounds
bad.
worse than I wanted it to.
You don't have.
That's worse than a pocket hot dog.
You don't have a pocket kebab.
You don't have a pocket kebab. I would smell it. But yeah, unless you guys
Call
can
that a
get
pocket
into...
kebab? This is a pocket kebab.
God.
At this point,
that's
it's
not a
not
knife.
jerky.
Hold on. What kebab are we talking about here?
I think it's up
Mystery
to... It's up
No.
to...
Are we
Imagination.
talking about skewers?
Shish
Oh
kebab.
god, imagine walking around with skewered kebabs in your
Oh
pocket.
God.
No.
Wait,
That's a vibe.
No, James.
No, it ain't.
That's someone who knows
No.
exactly how their day is gonna go. If you're walking
know
around
nothing,
with skewered
John
meat in your
Scott.
pockets, you know exactly what you want out of your day, and you're not taking no for an answer.
Well, I'm pricked in the
Look,
leg
I've,
with some
just,
meat.
I've got dried kebab in my pocket, which is just jerky at this point.
Yeah. I will ask, are you guys interacting with the Dendros people, or are you just...
I was
Because they won't,
But
unless...
if everyone's against it, I won't.
Not against it. Now I know that they're not like random muggers on the street, but I'm not
Weary of
hugely
that
enthusiastic about petting that creature.
I don't want to pet it. I just want to know how they got it.
Well,
Well.
if you really want to, we could talk to them. Like, we know the guy and he was pretty chill, so...
Well, we don't know that guy.
Oh, it's not the same guy.
No, it's not the same guy.
Oh, then fuck it. I don't want to talk to them.
Okay. You then, I guess, continue on. You do see as, sort of like, the closest point, you're like, parallel, sort of looking over each other. The, Lou Crota, whatever, does, like, give a look towards the camels, but is, like, very quickly, like, pulled by, the guy with the leash and carries on going.
Are they at this point, as we're walking, are they walking past us? Or...
Yeah, so they're probably about 50 feet away from you to the side, walking the opposite direction, like up towards Pyro.
I'll give him a.
Can we smell the... As in, like, is the smell of it quite...
You can't smell it from here
Good.
because it's about 50 feet, but if you were to get much closer, it would be bad. It's like the worst version of the smell of wet dog.
So a quick one on this one. With that, I was just going to ask, based on the roll of 26.
Yes.
What would this normal's What is normal environment be? Where would you usually find these things? Are they not native to the desert, or is it very unusual to see one?
Desert or grassland usually.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
As we walk past, I give them one of those upward head nods.
You see, the main guys focus on the creature, but one of the guys to the side has gives a wave with I don't know, he's holding a book in his hand, gives a wave, carries on.
Oh, the white guy wave.
Tempted to minor illusion a sign on Siden's chest that you can't see that says "It's my birthday, honk and flip me off."
But yeah, you got through that relatively well. Let me just close that. I don't need them anymore.
No, they're important.
Listen, I had it just in case because I didn't know whether you guys would see them before or after Venin, and if it was before, I feel like it would have been a bit more of a face-off, especially if it was on the road. But yeah, you continue on. Who hasn't rolled? I will say, yeah, Beth, roll me a d20.
Yeah. 11.
11.
Not sandstorm.
11. Nothing. A fine day's travel. As it's that perfect. You're getting closer to the sea now. You can't see it, no pun intended. But you can feel the wind, the sea breeze, sort of coming from the south and the west, and it does cool you off a little bit. And as it is starting to get dark, I assume you've had sort of a little bit. Oh no, you went quickly, so it's not dark yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, getting dark.
Sorry. You sort of, as you're going, you're like, oh, this is completely fine. You're chilling, surprisingly enough, and you all crest over the hill of a sand dune at, we'll call it about 3. No, you had 2 easy encounters. We'll call it 2 o'clock. As you see in front of you the bones of a large city, crumbling walls with the smell of decay even this long after the event, which was about 170 years ago. Even from here, you can see from the outer walls the spray of blood and the crimson staining sandstone with overturned broken crates and long dead skeletons. Let me change the map to the ruins.
OBS on?
Seeing this.
There it is.
We see that the remnants of the city. I'm going to run it through Artron's internal filofax and see if he recognises it from any of the visions he saw of Mel and Layla of the history of the places they were.
Yeah, make me a... no check necessary, actually. It doesn't. It doesn't match anything from any of those. You guys are coming from sort of the dunes of the up here. Yeah. Look, over here.
Oh, the maps are huge.
This map's big, yeah.
Can we see that church over the top of the wall?
You can see a few spires of it, yeah.
It's very fortunate we came from this direction. Otherwise,
he
would hit the wall.
Do I recognize the architecture?
I mean, you would. It's old obelisks and architecture. It's it sort of matches some of the stuff you would have seen in
Apart from that church, which looks more Esmeraldan.
The church is, I mean, it's a bit more actual sort of. It looks more with the structure than it does on the map. I just didn't have there wasn't a good church thing.
Yeah, it does kind of look like Ravenloft in the middle of fucking
really
the
does,
mummy.
Yeah. I couldn't get one that was perfect. It's not great.
Fuck it, this'll do.
No, because the only churches that were there were very Arabian style desert churches, which I knew I didn't want. So I was like, this will have to do. Yeah, you can probably see, a bit of the roof and some of the taller spires from up top. Yeah. What are you doing?
Maeve?
Mm-hmm.
Before we enter, do you wish... is it okay if I enhance your perception?
Never.
No, how dare you? Yeah, of course that would be fine. Thank you.
Well, I was going
Yeah.
to say, if you like, I can make sure. We'll see if there are any survivors in there. Do a quick check. There's a spell I've been desperately wanting to try,
By
which
all
will allow me
means.
to bear with me one moment. Make sure
Bear
I've prepared it
witness.
today. I have. Wonderful.
Witness me, brother.
So Archeron is going to step away from the group slightly, and then he's going to become a giant eagle.
Oh,
Ooh.
with polymorph.
Polymorph, yeah.
Very nice.
And then him and Porridge are going to fly off with Porridge kind of like...
Oh, that's a
well,
cool image.
teaching him how to...
What does it look like
fly.
as Archeron polymorphs?
So he takes it from his book and he kind of sketches the bird in the air, the animal he wants to change into. For no other reason than otherwise I don't think I'm going to use it. He does it as a bonus action because fuck it, I can do that shit. And so he sketches it in the air, and as he does it, it kind of at first looks very finger painting, like, you know, very blocky, and then after 3 or 4 seconds, the features really like hone in. The eyes are still his eyes, but there's a clear, like, obviously it's polymorph. He's still his personality, but it's the statistics. He can't talk. It's not him anymore.
Yeah.
The orb, I imagine, fades out slightly. The book kind of fades out or like goes into standby mode as he can't do anything with it. But Porridge is still connected, and Porridge is like a dad teaching a kid how to ride a bike. And so he's like teaching. This is the first time Archon's ever flown. So he kind of soars off, almost forgets what he was doing. And then like Porridge is like, no, buddy, come on, back. And so him and Porridge fly around for a few minutes. I realise that like I don't have the stats for Giant Eagle, but they are not smart.
No, they're not that dumb though.
I just want to actually make sure. So he might be monstrosity.
I think it's 6.
Okay. Well, he knows what we're looking for, which is people and stuff and things.
I'll tell you. I believe it's 6 because I remember a critical role. It's 8. I remember. A
well, that's not too stupid.
Grog got polymorphed and he was smarter as a giant eagle.
That doesn't say much, though.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what the CR. I assume it's less than an 8.
CR1.
Oh yeah, okay. Is it a better
so
thing you turn into than that is slightly cooler?
Giant eagles are also very good at looking.
Inside,
You have advantage on
cooler.
perception checks.
Like a coral snake. They can't fly, I know.
Do you want to turn into a fucking snake in the desert?
I mean, they like snakes, right?
Motherfucker.
I mean, sure, but
I mean, the giant walrus is CR4.
I mean, go ahead. Or what are you gonna do?
I'll just have a quick look. I don't think there is anything better than a giant.
That's why giant eagles are done so often, because they're useful.
Oh, what's the place? Isn't there like a dinosaur as well? Like a.
You need to have known the dinosaur.
No, that's
I still feel like you can't turn into something. You can't pull them off into something you don't know.
I think the spell lets you do
Good way
it.
to check.
I also don't think dinosaur stat blocks are that low. I think they're usually higher than 8 CR8. They're usually like a good like.
There's not many
12.
beasts that go. And if you
I know they're usually the
not
higher
much in
options of them.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just find the stat block. So
yeah,
he's gonna fly up and enjoy flying for a few moments. And he has keen sight, so he is more wisdomous as an eagle than he is as a person.
Makes sense.
And he understands. He can speak to him, but he just can't talk back. Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. That's why they're useful.
Okay, so
and they're
he's-
really
yeah, so
quick.
he's-
Look, their flying speed's 80.
Yeah, okay, so that's pretty badass. He's going to fly around a few times, like, as he comes to the end of his loop, he's going to have looked round. I'll make the check now. Perception is
with
+4. Yeah, 1 second. I'll just roll the d20 because it's
You can do it on the stat block.
Yeah, mine's bollocks for some reason. I don't know why. That's 19.
19 is pretty good.
Yeah.
So you fly over Morsalyn, getting an aerial view. You can see like points in which the ground is burned and scarred. You can see that fountain in the middle is like stagnant and red with old blood. And you can see that most of this place is either buried in sand from long exposure or just completely ruined from an initial attack. However, you don't see, even with a 19, I'll say, not for a bad roll, you don't see anyone here.
No signs of life.
I mean, there would be, maybe you'd see an animal, like, you know,
Okay.
like a maybe you'd see like a vulture somewhere, or, you know, an animal, like a scavenger, things like that. Lizards, yeah, very small things. And you would see in certain areas, nowhere specifically, sort of areas of fog, or like, you know, a higher concentration of like desert mist or fog. But that's the only like eerie thing you see. The rest of it, you don't see any people or
Was
signs
there
of life other than animals.
Any areas of unusual cleanliness?
Unusual
Like no
cleanliness.
ruins or like ivies or whatever.
Well, everywhere here is ruined or sort of stained with blood in some capacity.
Mhm.
The areas that look the least broken, the church is the main thing that stands out to you as not broken.
Mhm.
As well as like a few buildings on the sort of the south western side. But that just looks like it was a spot where it wasn't a spot targeted specifically, because you can see there is still blood around it and in the building, but it just was not destroyed utterly.
And you mentioned these areas. I'll remember that. But you mentioned some areas of fog and mist. I imagine he was like flying around for a good few minutes.
Yeah.
Were these mists like rolling, or did they seem to be static?
Moving a little bit, yeah. Just with, you know, the movement of
With wind
the
and
wind
stuff.
and things like that.
So I'm not putting these down to like undead miasmic fogs. These are like random. These are like normal.
Not to your side now.
Okay. Where was the closest one to us? Like when I get back to the group? Or was that
closest what,
particular area near closest bit of fog?
bit.
Yeah.
Sort of past these sort of slightly broken buildings near like the main thoroughfare.
Okay.
Archeron
then will land and drop concentration on being a bird.
I imagine he does. He like flies, comes in, dispels it, tries to tuck and roll, eats dirt.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think he lands on his feet, but like changes just before he loses his momentum and eats shit.
He goes like, whoa.
He probably for the first time in probably the first time in a long time, he is like joyous, like exhilarated. Probably since like the last time you'd have seen anyone would have seen like this was probably Drac when they were doing the pub quiz. It's like before all the vampire shit. It's like it's the first time he's been before the campaign. It's not saying he hadn't been happy, but like this is the first time he's been like.
Well, I'm glad you've had a good time.
Well, like this is the first time he's done anything that like I mean,
yeah,
poor guy's had a little bit of a rough ride.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. So it's the first time he's been able to do anything that's like completely new and exhilarating, and like not completely new, but like something he's wanted to do probably since he decided he was going to be a wizard. He wanted to madman and mimic. You know what I mean?
Did you enjoy the flyby?
Yeah. Do you want to try?
Sure, but maybe a little bit later. I don't know if you want to like conserve your power for later on.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's cool.
Cassian says, "How was the weather up there?"
Great. Yeah. I mean, maybe it could have been a hawk.
Anything?
Oh yeah. So there's a church in there. There's some weird like fog stuff, but it was weird being a bird because it was like me, but I forgot loads of stuff, and it was kind of fine to forget it. And it wasn't like horrific. Oh, I'm losing all my memories. It was just like, oh, let's just be a bird. But now I'm remembering. Yeah, Squawk.
So you really did become a bird brain.
You temporarily forgot how to see glass.
You know what it was? It's for a moment I realized how to be in the moment, and it was a really good moment. But yeah, so this it's not great in there. I mean, I'd said I had a really good time, but we're about to have a really bad time, guys. It's pretty bad in there. I don't know what happened. Maybe if I see it now, I might be able to take a better guess. But it's real bad in there. There's it's like someone spilled tins and tins of paint, but it's not paint. It's blood.
Yeah, was anything moving or?
I didn't see any people. I saw animals and lizards and stuff. I realise now that they could have also have been wizards pretending to be animals. I didn't consider that at the time.
Or druids. Druids can do it as too.
Druids, yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
They're
I didn't
all
get
Beastmaster Ranger companions.
Porridge was there. He was kind of more complimentous than me. The vibe's just a little bit tragic. And I don't in your book. Did it say to go anywhere particularly in there?
Did it?
No, I just have to go to... hold on, let me just make sure I got it right before I tell you that. I don't think...
Ghost checking information, please hold on.
Yeah.
Music.
The exact wording was in the embrace of darkness I welcome those who pass, though my love is not given freely, it is earned through trial and trust. Those who read this may walk my path to the city of Morsalyn. There may your sight be true and your skills sharp.
Now, okay, I'm going to ask you a question here, because that says those that can read this may. Does that mean I have to go on my own?
That's up to interpretation.
Oh.
I
don't want these guys to fucking beef it if he's like, you couldn't read my book, fuck off.
I don't think anyone can make us beef it because we couldn't read a book.
I mean, we've all got less than 100 hit points. There's literally a spell.
Power word, fuck you.
Yeah.
Power word, illegible.
Also, it mentioned Maeve about in the embrace of
Power
darkness. Perhaps we need to wait until nightfall. I don't know. I think it would be
in the daylight. We could have a proper look around.
Look around, yes.
Yeah.
It's strange though because some of the buildings, the infrastructure, I mean, the Wi-Fi, the sunroofs, all seem to be.
The password was.
The buildings, the structure of them seems to be sound and intact, and we've not. How long has it been since we last Pyro? It's like 3 days, isn't it? maybe 4 days?
Since you went from Pyro, it was... hold on, actually...
About 2 days up to...
It's been, at this point, it's been...
3-4 days, I think.
4. This is the 4th day.
Yeah, so we're not so far away from Pyro that this place couldn't have been.
No, this place could have been. Yeah, like it's close to Whittle. It's close to the pyramids.
I think the story that Cassian told last night implied that they wanted to leave it like this to
as a message,
remember, as a remembrance.
Yes, but there's no one here to remember it, and. You see what I mean? It's all well and good having a monument to the hubris of man and misunderstandings and all that horrible stuff. But this is that there are people in the nomads in the desert. Surely that people would have settled here. I mean, okay, focusing on this bit here. I know in the on the map that is a pool. Does that have water in it?
It has very stagnant. Not much. There's drips of water, not very much. And it's
we're in a desert, right? So
just walk, start to walk towards through these buildings and just throw up a detect magic.
Yeah. As you begin to sort of look through the buildings, it is how do I describe this? There is much of this place as you're moving through detect magics and looking around, trying not to get fricked by a sharp stone wall. Much of this place looks like it's been picked clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like people have been here since,
scavengers.
like scavengers, or so things like that. Like this place has been entered since it was attacked and fully destroyed. However, it just looks like no one has stayed here. You might be able to see the remnants of a tent at one point or things like that, but nothing permanent.
You know how when I read the book, there was like the glowy text that
yes.
nobody else could see? Are there any like glowing footsteps? You know, like when you have to find the way to go in a game and there's like, this way.
You
Detective
are
mode
around.
activated.
You're looking around. You hold shift and you like look around.
Yeah.
You don't see any glowy footsteps.
Right.
However, as you are going, I assume, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, this is for everyone. Is everyone going in, or is like, you know, most of you coming in? Because if not,
I've followed maybe in. I was actually going to have a look
Yeah,
around.
I would follow as well.
I'll say
I would,
Helena
but I would
Alex-
make sure the camels are like protected.
Yeah, the camels are protected.
Them in the entrance. Like, you bring them.
They could go like
Maybe-
nearby.
I mean,
Yeah,
they could also just stay with the NPCs.
Well, a few people are going to come with you, I think.
That's fine.
Yeah, I would have thought that some of them would.
like,
Yeah.
Helene and Alex are going to stay to just tend for the animals and, you know, chill. And I will say Mel is interested, Cassian is interested. If you guys want Leia to come, she will also come with you. That's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So the three of them go. So it's Helene and Alex instead.
There is something I was doing as I've entered.
Yes.
Does any of this blood on the ground look fresh at all? Or is it all
No.
dried?
It is all dried blood from hundreds of years.
Okay.
all Exposed, or 170-ish years, exposed to the elements. A lot of it is dried or gone, or, you know, not even able to be seen. Some of it's hidden in sand. It's not.
It's
Okay,
sun-dried blood.
By some, I mean a lot, as you can see on the
Yeah.
map.
So I'm assuming the sand has like changed colour. I don't know how much blood that.
Oh no! I don't.
Yeah, parts of the sand have been like stained red
I mean,
with blood. It's
what
like
was
sandstone. Yeah.
What was the populace of this
I
town?
was trying to figure that out a minute ago, and I don't know.
250.
It would
Well,
have
I
been.
assume a big town,
it's a
and
medium,
if everyone
it's a
was
medium-sized town.
massacred.
So, you know, we're talking at least 3,500 people.
So how many knights were sent?
Initially, it is said that there were a company of 12.
That's an insane amount of people for 12 people to kill.
Yeah.
That's
Unless
a
they-
lot.
Also,
That's like
it's also not,
that's
it's also
3,000 people.
Desert
each.
power.
not- Desert
Listen,
power.
okay.
It's also not known if the Dragon Knights were the only people who did
Yeah.
this.
It also, like, if it turned out these Dragonauts came in with the sole purpose of massacring a town, could have easily just poisoned the waters
Okay.
to fly.
I'm gonna ask a question now.
Mm.
And if the answer is no, I'll be very surprised if there's that many people that were killed here. Do I see anyone?
I was getting to that.
Okay.
As yeah, no. I was
You see
getting-
hundreds of people. Ah!
You turn around.
It's just
shit,
a crowd of
Simon,
people
run.
staring at you.
So, sort of, you guys are getting to, you know, sort of walking through about, you know, a little bit in, you're making your way through the more ruined section. And as you sort of get into the main thoroughfare, sort of the line with all the, sort of wherever the plants would be and where there looks like there are old market stalls, things like that. Maeve, you can see. First you just think, you know, the shadows of the ruins, or, you know, blusters of sand moving that are, like, you know, messing with your vision. You can see 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, about 10 spirits just wandering. Their forms are thin. They're, like, wiry and flickering, almost one with the sand itself at this point.
I feel like under her breath she'd make first of all she'd make one of those like sounds.
Mhm.
And then under her breath she'd just be like, Gods, they're everywhere.
Just in comparison, for having Maeve like react to these things, would these things be in the rough place that I saw the miscellaneous fogs?
Yes, but it's difficult to like gauge that, like, particularly
After
the
the
fog
fact,
wasn't
yeah.
the fog wasn't in one place. They are not in one place. They're just like around.
Now this
and
might
without seeing both, it's hard to tell.
This might finally answer a question that I've been dying to know.
Yes.
Does it look as though they're interacting with each other? Can they see each other?
They are just walking around.
So they're not...
and they're not close. They're all within your vision, but none of them are next to each other. You know, the closest two might be, 50 feet away from each other.
I think she'd just call out. She'd just go, "Excuse me," and see if any of them even bother to
Pardon
look.
me, ma'am.
The closest one would be about, we'll say, about 50 feet away from you. Sort of on the other side of one of the buildings. You call out and they don't turn to look at you or like
That's valid.
make any notice, but there is like a slight stutter step, if that makes sense. Like they're moving, you speak, and they stop for a second and then continue on. Like
It's really hard without names, because you can call it hello to anybody and they're not going to look, especially if they're not used to people saying, "Hello, I can see you."
Yeah, like they're not making any...
Can I walk up to the closest one?
Mm-hmm.
Like, stand right in front of them?
Yeah.
And just, again, say, "Excuse me?"
You...
I'm going to explore the town for a bit.
You see this... Sorry. You see, as you walk up, and sort of, you say to the spirit, "Hello, good day to you, sir." You see...
Well met.
Well met there, traveller. You see...
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. You see, it turns to look at you, and as it sees you, the eyes momentarily flash a bright, bloodshot red, and their pupils go a milky grey colour as their mouths hang open and mist falls from it onto the floor. And you see, as it does, the form diminishes and is gone, but the eerie sort of fog on the ground remains. And as it does, it sort of stays there for a second. After a moment or two, everyone is able to see it.
The fog.
See that fog on the ground. Yes, that sort of about 10-foot thing of fog on the ground where Maeve near where Maeve was just talking to.
And how is there any reaction from either one of the paladins? Either one of Maeve, Mel or Lola?
Anyone like to can make me a insight check.
I get advantage, right?
Specifically, would like to
wisdom,
insight with the guidance, because I was asking specifically, and I'm going to do that.
Never mind.
16 plus
Simon, please stop.
an 18. That sounds like I found the chip shop, I found the kebab, I found the cinema.
With so Maeve, you're too sort of focused looking at what just happened to notice. However, Archeron, and I'd say anyone with a passive insight above 17, or like 17 or above, would see Mel is looking around and is like looking at not looking at any of you guys or what just happened. She's looking at things that you guys can't see. But it's like
in the same place that Maeve is looking.
No. She's looking around. She's not looking at the same place Maeve is looking. But she is like very subtly, like her eye line is moving slightly, her head's tilting slightly. Like she's looking at something.
What about Layla?
Layla's not making any.
I don't know if I'm just completely like throwing random nonsense out there, but Mel is now a part of the Dragon Knights.
Mel is Dragon Knight, yeah.
Yeah. And you said that they came here 160 years ago.
170, I think, yeah.
170 years ago, and that they might not have been alone. Would it have been possible that they had two very powerful beings with them?
Well, that's why I asked about
Archeron, when he was flying. Was it when he was flying or when you were looking around?
It was when we saw it.
Yeah,
like
you first saw it
from the outside. I was in people.
Archeron did ask if it matched anything you saw from the memories, and I said no. Which doesn't discount that, but at least from the memories you saw, no.
Okay.
You guys are in the ruins. Maeve has just seen a ghost go in and then disapparate into fog.
A go.
And Mel has
Ruh-roh.
like as this is happening. Mel is like looking around, and you guys can't see those spirits. I just placed them down. So Beth,
Okay.
no. You guys can see the fog
So-
there.
Well, I don't want to talk
Mel?
to them now because they just fucking
Vomit.
and evaporate.
Mel, is everything okay? A hand on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Squeeze.
This place just it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
The heebies and the jeebies.
The heebies and the jeebies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Everyone.
Can I check out some of these nearby buildings on the left and right? I don't know which one. I'm probably
can.
the right one because it's closer.
There's just
And then the big trail of blood that
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Like the
so
couple of
that-
buildings in 4 like you can't enter.
that building to your right, sort of look in, and it appeared to be some sort of like a council chamber or something, and you can just see on the ground there is blood and bones and dust.
I have a weird question.
Yeah.
Would detect thoughts work on one of these things? Because
Can you
the
read-
wording is
Yeah.
you
No,
can
let's
read
try.
the thoughts of certain creatures.
I'll allow it.
Can I cast detect thoughts on one of them just to
Yeah,
see
go
if
for it.
there's head empty, no thoughts, or if they're actually like thinking something?
Yeah.
I'll do it on this one.
Yeah, so you detect thoughts on that guy who is just like moving around sort of absent-mindedly, and it takes a second to like click into the focus. If like you're dialing a radio trying to figure out the right channel. It's like fuzzy, but it takes you a second, and you manage to get some of the thoughts. And in the mind of this thing that was once living, you just hear the word grey, 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 grey. Just the color, just the word grey.
You-
Can I? I can only do it once, can't I? From the item. Which item is it from?
The medallion of thoughts that you got.
It's 3 charges. I'm gonna do another one.
Mm.
Just to see if they say anything different. I'll try this one.
You get the exact same.
Never mind.
What about delving
Um,
deeper?
About what, sir?
What about delving deeper? You can delve. You can do deep
Can
delving.
delve deeper.
Does she want to
in
delve too
detect
deep?
thoughts. Yeah. What
How
happens
do
when you delve
what
into
do I
the
have to
abyss?
do?
Now you roll a
They
save.
make a save against, I guess, the item in this case. If you click on the item, it should tell you the save, unless it's your spell save. I don't know with the medallion of thoughts.
Spell save DC 13.
13. It's a wisdom save, I believe, for thingy.
Not
Hold on.
intelligence?
It just says
What's if you go into detect thoughts, it should give you a saving throw. Because I don't remember. I think it's probably either wisdom or
yeah.
intelligence. Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to find it again.
I'll just use the stat block because I don't have another one. It's an interesting thought. Okay, I'm going to hide this roll. You go to try and delve deeper into the mind of one of these spirits, and you start to feel something. You, in like your third eye, you start to get the sense of like, you don't sense more words, you just sense like an image. And the image is that of a dark church with purple and green lights that is stained in blood, that has you hear music like an eerie violin and piano, but just as you're delving deep to try and clarify that, it's blocked from you.
Can I describe that to Archon and see if it matches the description of the church that he saw?
Yeah, Matt, you describe it to Archon, and
We can see it,
think-
can't we?
you can see that. I mean, it's not on the map, but if you slightly more like, I guess it'd be like to the west, slightly north, you would be able to see it.
Oh, okay.
It
Does it
isn't.
match the description?
It isn't exact, but the stonework and the masonry look similar. Like it looks like it could be like a weird, distorted version of that church.
Like an
Maybe
Underdark,
like at
or like
night.
Yeah, maybe the
Maybe at
Or
night,
like a
maybe
shadow
some
spell version.
yeah,
Upside
yeah.
down.
Yeah, sort of. Upside down, very much like that, actually. Yeah. Now you said it. Fuck.
Are there any egos about?
No.
Is there
Just
a bold child anywhere?
just regular eggs.
And waffle.
And nope. Yeah, we do.
Isn't Eggo like waffle?
Yeah,
They are waffles. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get
How-
them.
We don't
what
have
time
them,
is it?
so-
It's about
2:30, isn't it?
we'll say 3. Say 3.
So what time will it be night?
It'll take
dark.
it'll be about it gets dark about 7.
Isn't
I'd
it like
say we just
summertime though?
No, it's not. It's almost the end of autumn.
Oh, okay.
But you're in the desert, so there's no
Yeah.
context.
Sorry. I'm thinking of my campaign. Sorry.
What's this? Does this statue in the middle have any?
No, it's
Stand
just
out
statue on the map.
significance?
It's like
fine.
there's a fountain in the middle, like that. Oh, sorry, like a pool that used to be a fountain. There is a statue of like a very broken, decayed, sort of a weathered statue of what appears to be like a mayoral figure of some sort.
With
And so the fog on the floor here is grey, right?
It's all the same sort of color and tone.
Is it grey?
It's like a bluey grey. Yeah.
if
Because they
you
keep saying
share,
grey.
well, that's because of Nocturna being the grey, whatever it was, the grey guardian.
Yeah.
That's my assumption, and that Archer will pass on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
I don't often get.
And everyone can
Heebie-jeebies.
see. And everyone can see the fog. Just
I kind of have
The Heebies and the GBs again. Oh my god.
Heebies and the jeebies.
Is this
The big
on-
fan of the campaign.
question?
yeah.
Is this pond full of water or not full of water?
There's a bit of water like at the bottom of it. Some of it is like like the base of it's stained red with blood, and the water is like a murky brown.
Sidon, don't drink the water.
No, I'm not going to.
No, do, please.
Another question.
That's like a great idea.
The birds on the map, are they actually on the map, or is it just how the map is?
Just how the map is. There probably
Okay.
might be overhead. You might see the shadow of like a vulture or something.
Okay, cool. No
Or
worries.
some sort of bird that would be looking. It's
I
porridge.
don't think I would know had I not were I not able to do a check. But would I be able to do a check to see what at the time of the big bad happenings, what was the primary god of worship? Like who was the main god of the
Is there
town?
any, like-
Or-
Is there like any statues? I think he's saying about.
Okay. I will say, make me a religion or history check.
I will do that. I'm going to give myself guidance.
Guidance.
That's
19.
19 plus. That's
Minimum
20.
20.
Main god of worship here, at the time, would have been. Let me look. Let me look at my god list and make an informed decision. It would have been.
If it's not important, that's fine. If it's,
I don't
if
think it's
you-
important, but it would have been likely Stelios, who is like the master craftsman, because the people of Morsalyn were craftsmen of fine stuff. I don't know.
Another question about this little pond thing in the center. Does it actually have a man riding a horse? with
It's not a man
statue
riding
on the
horse,
map?
but it is like a what's the word? A mayoral type figure that is like yeah.
Is there anything to indicate who the person is?
Nope.
And
Because I made it
Nope.
up on the spot.
okay, no worries.
use
Wasn't
the
sure
hero
if
point.
What's
he,
the
he
hero
did,
point?
he didn't make a check.
I'm not doing the hero point to make his name Mick Jiggy Badoogu or some bullshit.
I think you should though.
I think you should now make Jiggy Badoogie. Oh my god. Okay, so we see the fog. We don't see the spectral shapes.
You don't see the spirits now.
You don't see the spirits. I know Mel said she was finding it in the heebie-jeebies. Looking at where her eyes are darting to, I probably should have asked this in the moment. Do I get the impression she's being honest with us when she says that she's fine, she's just got the heebie-jeebies, and she can't see anything?
Make me an insight check.
Insight. 11.
Hold on.
As Mel gonna roll deception or something.
I'm gonna roll
Sneak roll.
D20 persuasion or intimidation. Arsenal, stop fucking asking me, you dickhead. Intimidation.
She looks like she's being truthful. She does. She looks like nervous, as I think is fair.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But you don't sense any like lie or deception.
Can I walk over to this main structure, or should I wait? Okay.
Well, that main structure you're looking, it looks to be the front of a broken building. Would have been like the mayoral house, like big building in this town. You can, when you were like walking around, and obviously I gave you guys an aerial view a minute ago. It looks like this is the front of the building that is mostly destroyed at the back of Morsalyn.
Okay.
It is like this is most of the building that still stands in front of you. The rest of it behind is broken ruins, and like it's probably slightly more ruined than it is on this map. But it's a sad sight for a nice looking building.
If the church in the Detect Thoughts was like slightly different, like it looks like we said, like it looked like it was in the Upside Down. My thinking is that it isn't necessarily at night, but it is just like something else. So I'm gonna head over to the church and
I'll join you with that.
Investigate it.
Just
I was gonna make my way over there anyway.
Well, at the same time, I'm gonna ask Mel if she can throw up a paladin sense.
Yeah.
Paladin ping.
A PP.
A PP.
One.
Some people pay extra for that.
Going up to her, can you throw up a pee-pee?
Well, maybe
Please don't.
Please.
Oh.
No.
There are things I can do if she cannot, but it will fucking suck. So.
Hey, some people just can't get it up.
Nah.
One of
No, I can do it. It will
just make
me useless for the rest of the day. So.
He just falls asleep afterwards.
You just have to use a hero point to help.
Yeah. So
Viagra.
as Maeve is walking over to the church, and I assume you guys follow after a minute.
Yeah.
But Mel uses a divine sense, and she does. She would point out. Let me get back to
Get it from under a pillow.
I was on the church map. Sorry. She does point out.
Saying I'm going to be an absolute fucking wanker tonight.
So like you'd be like walking and stuff over here. She would point out a spot. Obviously, you can't see it, Artron, but sort of on about here, where one of the spirits would be. She points out, saying, "I think there's one over there," and she like points to the fog that's right next to her. That gives off a weird aura as well.
She's
Let's
walked
walk
off.
through the park. What
Jesus,
happens if I
Simon.
walk
No!
through the park?
Wait! We can detect magic, right? We could.
Maeve had detect magic up, and she just didn't see anything.
She didn't see anything in the fog. Okay, cool.
No.
Right. Okay. Well,
Is Silent dead?
Here's a important question. It's Silent as Mel did that, and Archer shouts to Maeve, "Silent, do you walk into the fog?" Yeah. Okay.
I tried to
Find out.
Yeah.
You know.
Consequences.
Silent, you.
I've got nothing else to do.
You
Be patient, maybe. Be part of
Wait,
the
I can
fucking group.
identify it. There's plenty of things we can do.
I don't think you identify fog.
Tried everything
You
else.
don't know.
I'm the one
tried.
who's.
But we still could have tried.
So as you sort of step into that
You die.
zone of fog,
Mhm.
you momentarily sort of the parts of you that like are sort of in contact with it feel cold. And you're like, I don't like that. It's like a shiver. And very quickly, as you sort of step into the middle of that zone, the fog sort of envelops around you. And then, after a second, dissipates. And I'll describe what you see in a moment. What are the rest of you doing? As Sidon is not there.
Watching him die.
Sidon goes into the fog. The fog. Sorry, can you delete yourself? The fog. Goes sort of around him a little bit as he's moving, like he's moving through it, and it's sort of billowing up slightly. And as he gets in the middle of it, he vanishes.
I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to get into that. We tried to warn him, and he just didn't care.
But he died doing what he loved.
Being a fucking idiot.
I mean,
I wasn't going to say that, but that's definitely was I was
You
inferring.
didn't need to. I said it.
What I do feel. I'm jesting, of course. We don't want Morsalyn to die, but I could send in Rayod to see if.
What is there any traces that are left behind on the floor or anything like that, or is he just?
My
we
thought.
could always send a message to him.
Archon's going to look at you with eyes that say, another third level slot, really? But no, what I could do to see if it's safe, I could take him to... Well, I could send Rayod in, see if there's any change, because the book and I share sight. I can see through its eyes. And because my
Can you recall the book back?
Yes. Also, I mean, it can't. I don't believe it can die again. My thoughts are if
it can be temporarily dispelled, but you can get it back.
It can be, but I can just resummon it. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I can resummon it once. Summon it once free, and then it's a first level slot. It ain't going anywhere. So my thoughts are that the thoughts of the church, the corrupted church, are accessed through maybe a demi-plane. Through the fog, perhaps it could be the Shadow Fell or another part of the Feywild. Perhaps could you ask? Oh my god, complete brain fart. Sable, thank you. So if Archon wouldn't have gone, but James did. Could you ask Sable? I'm sure Sidon's having a fine time, but whilst you are asking Sable, I will see if Rayod can peek through the veil.
Yeah, I'll say that it's a good idea to not set anyone that can be killed.
You know, we could just. This is going to sound a little bit mean, but we could go straight to the manager if it were. I could speak directly with Gethin.
Another third level spell slot.
No. I can do that as a ritual.
Well, I already asked Gethin.
No, I mean specific for the constant communication thing. Or is that on same plane?
Same plane.
Oh, right, okay. Well, the reason I ask is that about Gethin, there's obviously a lot of death energy here. Maybe yes. Try Sable first of all. And whilst I send Ronan.
I feel bad doing this, but I don't want to give you the answer. I want you guys to figure it out. No, I was gonna go.
I'm gonna say this now, okay, and I'm gonna mean it. If you have rewarded Sidon by making him go to the place that we need to be by walking into the fog without talking to us, I'm gonna be fucking pissed because it's rewarding his stupid fucking behavior. And okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, I have things written down. Like I'm not.
Yeah, he can't. I
can't factor in stupidity.
So I send Rayod to peer in whilst she's trying to get.
You move Rayod in to like the area of the fog, and the fog sort of barely reacts as he moves through it, and as he gets to that similar spot where Sidon was, nothing happens.
Hmm.
He's just like,
It
what the fuck
could
do you
be
want me to do?
Well, it could be, no offense, Red, but it could be because you're already. Well, you say you're not dead.
I'm in a book. I'm not dead.
I don't want to send Porridge in. We could.
And Maeve, I was trying to figure out an answer. You go to ring Sable and you get static, or the psychic link equivalent of static.
No bars.
Yeah, you have no connection. The number you've called is not recognized.
The fog, Maeve. Let's just review the evidence we have. I very much. Should I just send Sidon? Should I just reach out to him and see if we can reach him via my spells?
But it's a 3rd level spell.
It is a 3rd level slot.
Maybe
we could just leave, right?
him.
We can just leave him here. No. Well, okay. So what I'm going to suggest we do, we're going to review the information. We're going to approach this in a scientific way. Let's review the evidence we have.
Sidon's just in an endless abyss of death, and you guys are like, well,
whose fault's that?
I know.
So
Hey,
let's
that's
review the
fine for Sidon.
information we have. The fog
You
itself.
don't, you don't say anything. You just hear
The fog itself does not appear to be magic. When you used your detect magic, you couldn't see anything on the fog. Is that correct? And is that the case?
That is correct. That is still the case.
Okay.
And the book doesn't get transported.
The book, Rayod isn't able to. It may be because he doesn't have a physical body, or there could be a myriad of reasons. Rayod is not classed as a creature.
You hear Rayon Marta say, "You're physically a bitch."
I could try
Well-
Sen, but I think
He doesn't
problem-
say.
Sen is
He
a
does.
spirit, so
Well, also, it would take me. I suppose I could create another scroll if Sen were to be injured. It would take a little while. That you'd have to do that for a short period. But I could do it. I could. Let me just review my spellbook, see if I have it. I don't think I have it because it's otherwise.
Senko is like sitting there and he's looking at the fog, like doing his best detective work.
Yeah.
Aww.
But it's just if it's going to injure him, then we don't.
Nameless scritches.
Yeah. One moment. I don't have it. I was going to create an unseen servant, but that can't communicate. I'm gonna rack my arcana-ish brain. I'm gonna put my thinking cap on and think to myself. This is clearly a portal or a gate or an entrance to some kind of demi-plane. Have I heard of anything like this before? It isn't magical in of itself. So what is it?
Can I send a Eldritch Blast through the portal, see if it hits Sidon?
Okay, yeah. So, Maeve, you
Please
sort of go, you throw like an Eldritch Blast, and it just goes through the fog, hits like the statue behind it.
Oh, I know what I could. This won't be. 1 second, I need to read the wording of this.
Why does he have to be such a fucking tool?
I think he just
it's
never
Sidon
grew
we
up.
talking
Right.
about?
Asher. Okay.
Yeah,
Phantom
tell us.
Steed, right?
Mhm.
That is a creature with a stat block. Would I know if it got dispelled?
Nay.
It is not a concentration spell.
I'll say. Yes, you would know if it got dispelled.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, I could create a horse to send in to see if that worked. It is again phantomish. The other. I was going to roll Arcana.
Wow.
27 plus. Wait a minute. We're going to get that number up. Something a bit more respectable.
31.
21. 28.
I tried.
21.
I tried. With a 28, you're definitely on the right track saying this is like a portal or a gateway to somewhere. And you're racking your brain to try and come up with a explanation for this because it does not radiate magic through detect magic. Like it is not, like the spell gate or something like that would clearly have a spell attached to it. Your best guess, it says best guess. Your very educated guess with a 28 is that knowing that Mel used her divine sense and got some strange, I didn't say it, it's some weird like undead
Necromancy,
celestial
yes. Yeah. Right.
esque thing. With that 28 and all knowing all the information, you can summarize that this is likely part of. So when a powerful creature like a dragon or like a vampire lord stays in a place, the region sort of takes on part of that, their essence. Like black dragons will naturally make swamps, essentially. This feels like a powerful spirit or something linked to undead or something like that has made a home here, and its power is seeping into this area and is creating these gateways somehow. But they are not magical, they are part of the entity, so that is why they do not come through with detect magic, but why divine sense would see it, because it is part of something.
Cass, you have detect good and evil, don't you? Or access to the spell.
Is it been
Yes,
prepared?
I don't have it prepared.
And who would,
let
to
me
be
see.
honest? It's a kind of shit spell.
Mel
I don't
doesn't.
have it
She
either.
has protection from evil and
It's
good.
very niche.
Yeah, I have that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has
It's
protection
one
from
of the
evil and
few
good.
ones I don't think I have access to, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm looking. Layla doesn't. Why would she have it?
Wait, doesn't the paladin thing does something?
It's
similar.
similar.
To
It
that?
doesn't give you all of them. Yeah, it's frustratingly similar.
Oh, no, I don't get access.
The only difference I think is that the aura sees Fae and the spell sees Fae and aberrations, whereas the divine sense only sees celestial sphinx and undead. I think that is the only difference to my knowledge.
I must make a confession.
Mm.
I abhor
Everybody's
gambling, and by no means should I say this, but if you guys wish to make a bet on how many times Silent will do things like this before we end our adventure,
We're
you
already
have
in
my
double
full
figures.
blessings. You
We're
already
in double
have?
figures. Yeah. No, he's already in double figures. Because this is
All
a
in.
very personal question, and do not feel you have to answer it. Do you have any way to speak with your not patron, your god, and have them offer direction? For example, the spell divination or augury, loaded and ready to use today.
I do have divination, and I have the components, and I have the spell ready as well.
That may well be a good thing to do. We could speak to. You could ask Solista for whether or not.
Guidance,
Yeah, for guidance. Yes.
not the spell. Better than that.
Yeah, I'll post the wording because I don't know how to word the question.
Divination.
You ask a specific single question
You can ask
about a
me.
specific goal.
Yeah, you can ask me a question. For instance, you could ask me like, "Is the fog going to hurt us?" or something, or like, what is the single question setting a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days? So you could ask, like, trying to think of the best way to word it.
Like would us entering the fog bring us closer to understanding?
Yeah, you could do
Maeve's
something like
ability?
that, and I would give you a response.
Okay,
think that's a
I can only
to
cast
cast,
it
but it's not
once
long term.
because I don't have more, ritual stuff worth
I think
25
I
gold.
think you got a sacrificial offering, which was a token from Godly Goods that was like 1 free divination.
Yeah, that's why I can cast the spell.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only one I
you
have.
have that little coupon thing, right?
I have some incense, but I don't know if it's enough for this spell. It's just in case something happens to Porridge.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to set everything ready. I'm going to begin the. Is it the ritual or is it the spell?
It's just an
I think
action.
it's
It is
spell.
ritual. You can cast
ritual.
it as ritual.
Okay.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I'll cast it as ritual,
Well,
and I'll
Barrett can't
ask.
cast rituals unless they're prepared.
Yeah, but he has it prepared.
But at that
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
it's only action.
Why? It's a 4th level spell slot.
You can
Yeah,
Wait a
that's a lot.
minute. Yeah.
yeah, ritual. You can.
It's
it
not
takes
like
a bit
me
longer,
casting
you can do it without the
polymorph
slot.
for a laugh.
Yeah, a magnum.
Couldn't be us.
Imagine using a hero point to rename something. So you're doing the ritual, which
Yes.
takes how long? I don't know.
I think
a
10
minute.
minutes.
It's 10 minutes.
No, is it
minute.
10?
It's 10 minutes because it's one action
Most
casting
rituals.
time.
Yeah. Okay. You spend some time doing the rituals. Anyone doing anything in that time while Cass is casting? If not, you can just like chill and eat some.
Oh, I have some
Sandwiches.
coffee in my backpack if someone wants to use that. If someone wants to drink it.
It's just
Oh.
it's just loose coffee. It's just a.
I think Maeve is probably pacing, and it's not for worry for Sidon, because that guy's a fucking idiot and he deserves all the shit that he does. But it's more because she's tried to communicate with Sable and not got through, and that's never happened to her before, and she's probably not feeling great about that. Yeah. So she's probably in a weird mood.
It may well be the if it is a celestial, perhaps the celestial energies are interfering with the connection with the Fae. We can always try once we're out. Whilst Cass is doing her ritual, I'm going to create an alarm ritual around the particular fog. So if we do go through it, we know if anyone follows us.
Okay. Okay, in that 10 minutes, what I'll do is I will move to Sidon quickly, because you're not dead. You just got worse.
Damn
It's
it.
spelled. So as you are stepping through this fog, you at first everything feels normal. Like you're looking, the fog begins to dissipate. You're like, oh, just nothing happened. It's just like my eyes covered in fog. I can't see. However, you look around, and the streets that you've been walking through are lit with vibrant purple, green lights. You can see this mosaic that's on the floor. If you move at all, the floor ripples out with color as you step. Sort of like not like with color. So ripples out like water. Tossing a stone in a lake, like water, sort of ripples out slightly before it dissipates around you. You can see, as you look up, the sky is an endless void of purples, greens, greys, and reds. And around you, everything has this slight haze to it. You're clearly in the same place. You cannot see any of your allies, but you are in the same place. However, you can... Trying to say.
Can he hear us?
So you're in this place, and you look sort of around. You look at yourself, like, am I dead? And as you're looking,
I feel very much alive. Bang, bang.
the palms of your hands glow with this faint golden light, similar to when you got the what's it called? The
Agent of
Soldier
Order.
Agent of Order, thank you.
Mhm.
Thing from Neve. It glows that similar golden light, whereas everything else is this sort of monochromatic color other than the lights in the sky. And as you're standing there, you can hear very faintly off the sounds of the groups talking. Like you're hearing it through 4 echo chambers. You can just hear the end of sentences and like that idiot. And
Hey, guys! Hey! Huh. Well, this is a fine mess I've got myself into this time.
Well, shit.
Am I going to learn from this experience?
Hell no.
Learning, what's that? Does it taste good?
I'm going to.
And as you're looking around to be like, maybe I can just go back. You see the fog that was the way you went through, just like blows away as if it was in the wind.
I wasn't planning on going back.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway.
To put an R in lean.
I was gonna have a look around. Can I see anything?
You can see. You can see.
Or is it just this new world?
You can see shadows on the ground in that similar color as the fog that appear to. Obviously, you don't know this really, but are where the spirits are. Just sort of these like masses of fog, but whenever you get close, they dissipate and appear somewhere else. So,
do I hear them talking about setting up a 10-minute ritual to like come try
eventually.
and figure out how to do it? Why don't you just cast it as an action so you know faster?
faster. As you do speak, you can hear your own voice echoing slightly.
Interesting.
Do I really sound
oh
like
well.
that?
I don't know what to do with information. Nation.
I'm just gonna chill and wait 10 minutes, see if they show up.
So after about 15 minutes goes by when Sidon entered, Cass, you finish your divination ritual. What do you ask?
Yes. Does
What are you
entering
wearing?
the fog... No. Do you have lingerie? No, just kidding. Does entering the fog... Will entering the fog further our understanding of Maeve's abilities?
So you cast that out into the ether, and just reading how I can word this. You sort of open your eyes as you do that to let in, the light of the sun that is beaming down on this spot, and you can see that the light of the sun cuts through the desecrated area into this area of fog in front of you. You can see it lights up from like the underglow, from beneath it, and you can see reflected off that are golden reflections on Maeve's marks, and you don't hear a cryptic rhyme, or an omen, or something like that. You just get the sense and feel the warmth of Solista, and you get the sense that the answer to this question would be yes.
Oh. Well, silent sacrifice wasn't for naught.
Oh, so we jump in?
I ain't
Yes.
dead!
No, we don't.
We don't jump in. And just want to make sure I've understood something. Because obviously I wouldn't know this information, but perhaps I will have seen something. You said that when Simon turned around, the fog had gone. Has the fog that he walked through?
No, the fog hasn't gone for you guys. It moves in the space that he's in.
Okay. My only hang up on this is that Sidon has not come back through. Were he able to? He most likely would have done. I can't say for sure. That is an assumption.
Sidon's like, no, I wouldn't.
I think it's a relatively safe assumption to make. So the guess is then he is unable to return to this side of the fog. So it may well be that we are able to learn more about Maeve's ability. However, the cost for it may be that we become part of that ability, as in we die.
Yeah, and I don't want
This
to be
is
stuck
why I
in that
thought
fog.
it might be best for me to go alone, but I know now that if I go through that fog, I'm going to be stuck with Sidon.
Live with it, live with it, live with it, live with it, live with it.
Die with it.
I wouldn't want anyone to go in there alone. Equally,
Well,
it's gone through.
fortunately for me, I won't be alone, but I don't want all of you risking your lives.
It's
You,
not.
you
not,
can
not
see
about
Senko is like pouring at the fog, like he wants to go in.
I'm gonna pick Senko up, put him on my shoulders, and
Wait, before you go in, let me cast Death Ward on you.
thank you.
Is there
If I had it
only
prepared,
this
god
fog?
damn it.
no!
It's the thought that counts.
Is there only this fog? Or
Sorry?
is there? Is
No,
there
there's
only
multiple.
this
If you
fog?
look on this map, there's a few of them.
Okay. I'm gonna say then, because I think we do. Obviously, we are going to go in. I'm going to be difficult and go through another bit of fog.
Okay.
I'm gonna step through.
Okay, so Maeve, you step through. As you're doing that, I will just ask if people are going through, where? Because there's like three bits on this map. Yeah. There's two bits below you guys.
Are we? Because I didn't get a confirmation. Is that are we all going through now? Then
Well,
I'll
I
go through this one.
thought it was just me.
that's why I'm confused about.
No. Well, if you're willing to have people come through, Archon would.
Yeah,
want
it's not
to come
my
through.
choice.
Well, it is. If you
Should
want,
we go,
if
like-
you want us to come with us, it's your choice.
I mean, I don't want
If
you
you say
guys
you
to get
don't
stuck
want us
there.
there, we
I mean, I don't think
Well,
that
it's better
there won't be any way out.
to be together with everyone than just with Sidon, right?
Yes.
Fuck you!
Have you never
fuck you.
seen High School Musical?
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
So
What is
I
a
don't
high
get
school?
into hip-hop.
Is it like a school like placed on top of a normal school?
yes.
Like what is this?
So we'll say
I was gonna say, if anything, is like we're more or less just gonna be sat here waiting just in case.
so we'll say Maeve steps through, and then I'll describe something, and then moments later, I would say everyone else who would like to will step through. So Maeve, as you move through, you again feel that strange. There's like no change for a second. The fog sort of envelops around you and Sen, and then begins to dissipate, and then, similar to what I described before, you see around you this brilliant-looking, endless void above you, purples, greens, greys, and reds. You see the occasional flickering light of, like, green or purple. And as you're looking around, whereas Sidon can see this, because he's a dumb bitch with bad eyes, you you can see
That's not fair.
you can see
Only half right.
you can see all around are these, like in Hogwarts, in the
Relatively hard.
in the chamber, in the like the main dining hall, there's the
Yeah.
floating candles.
Mhm.
You can see all around there are these dark wax candles glowing purple and green fires that are lighting up this area. And so, Son, as you see Maeve walk through, you can see
So,
her skin appears this sort of mid-tone grey color, matching a lot of the space. However, the markings on her are shining a bright, vibrant purple.
Oh.
damn.
It's like she's been
Yeah.
palette swapped.
Did I see that on my hands?
You can see on the marks that you can see on yourself, yes.
That's new.
Snap. My hands
and
are
then-
glowing.
And then very quickly, some of the other party members begin to step through. I'll do it in order, I guess. So Artron said he went through next. You go through the other bit of fog, Artron, and you are just in the same place, but over there. And behind you, yeah. And as you walk through, I guess, is this kind of, yeah. So it's actually weird. You can't really see this one, so I'll say porridge. sees it. I don't know if porridge is coming through actually.
Yeah, porridge.
whoever's-
I'll be holding porridge,
Okay, so
and I
you
would
can
also be bringing Rayod along. I don't know how. Like for
you can sense like a helium balloon. You sense through Porridge and Rail's eyes because he does walk through go through as you do because he's linked to you. You can see that the scar on your neck matches the normal tone of your skin, and there's only a very small outline, like difference of it, like like a more like a scar than a wound that is a mark that is there permanently. It's just like a very small difference. And on top of that, the necklace you wear, Erevan's necklace, is shining like a bright blue sapphire light. And the
So not
runes
like
on
a
the
diamond.
spellbook. It doesn't shine bright like a diamond now. And the runes on your spellbook glow slightly in reaction to nearby sounds.
Oh.
Um.
So when Sidon yells "sup," it's like
Yeah, it's like
luminous algae.
yeah, it's like moves slightly, and
Okay,
you can
awesome.
see it's just changing with the sounds. And then who was next? I believe it was Drak, and now it's Slab. So
Can I
Drak,
say something cool happens to porridge? Like he color inverts too for the.
yeah, so some of the more colourful feathers on Porridge glow brightly in this space.
Baby looks sick.
Yes. And Drak, as you walk through, so Slab, you're next Drak, so you can see this. You can see through Drak's skin the faintest outline of his skeleton, giving off a faint orange light.
What the fuck, Drac?
And Slab, Drak, as you turn to look at Slab, you can see that his eyes glow a bright red, like fog lights in the mist.
You're gonna say his eyes are cheese
wrong with
sandwiches.
your eyes, Slab?
What was that word?
You haven't done Cass yet.
Cass and
If
Beatrice.
Cass is going in.
Yeah. Cass,
okay,
as you walk in, you can see that the holy symbol that you wear of Solista is glowing a bright, brilliant gold, and the color sort of brightens and dims in time with your own heartbeat. And for the three NPCs, you see that Cassian, who would walk in pretty quickly after Maeve, you can see that where his bite mark was on his neck, and I mean still is, but now it's just a scar.
No.
You can see the mark on his neck glows a red maroon color, and his palms, so the lines in his palms, glow a soft red. Then Mel, you can see her eyes are usually fully yellow, and now are instead this milky grey color, which matches the color of the fog in the space, and her hair, which is usually purple, is this sort of amaranth red pinkish color in this space. And then Layla, as she walks through just after Mel, you can see her skin is like smooth clay, and her body is no longer stained with the red on her forehead and on her horns. Her eyes are completely black, and you can see what appear to be stitch marks on her joints, glowing like a pale green. And as she moves, you can see from her hands, you can momentarily, only if you're really looking at her, can see black threads coming from her hands. Very slightly. Poseidon, you see all these people enter space, and you're all in this strange place.
Oh, you guys long enough. I was waiting here 15 minutes.
Yes, because we wanted to make sure that you weren't.
Well, that's
dead,
your
you
fault.
twat.
I mean, it was pretty obvious at the end of the day.
How was it obvious?
I mean, Mel said there was something weird with the fog. You may as well test it out.
What if there's something weird with the water in the pool, but you didn't drink that?
How in God's name did you survive all of those months on your own? How?
Well, do you know what I think he did? I think he just slept in a cave.
You must have.
Like a dumb luck.
And children
is
from
no
Christian
way.
brought him food.
There is no
Maeve,
way.
There's a simple answer to that. truly, Solista's gift knows no bounds if she
God.
can keep someone like Sidon alive for this long.
You
If-
must be special, Sidon. There is some god watching over you. There is
Well, he's
some reason.
special, alright.
We already know there's a god
So
watching
that's
over
a
him.
good thing.
if we can find this is, I mean, you know, we all look fantastic. We all look.
You all look like
incredible.
you're going to a rave.
Yeah,
Yes.
but have you
We
seen
are
Drak?
serving.
Have you seen Drak?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Slab, your eyes, man.
Yes.
You're like a.
Yeah, as
eyes are like beams of
Slab's
red light.
eyes are moving, you like temporarily like you're in a red room. As he like looks over to you. It's funny.
But if we see
So, Slab, do you
well,
have X-ray
Rebecca.
vision now?
That's why your bones are showing.
Well,
Yeah.
it fucking looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
should we head towards the church then? I think.
as you're standing there discussing, Maeve, you would see it first, then followed by whoever's got decent passive perception.
No.
30.
13.
Yeah.
You
Anyone's
will
got it,
see
I've
it
got
eventually
12,
as
yeah.
someone.
11.
I think it's
What?
cast, right?
That's like a 17, right?
Cass
Yeah,
is
it's
definitely
Cass.
higher, yeah. Where did I
Wait, what?
token?
Your
I
passive
think
perception.
Porridge has got higher passive perception than me, and he's a fucking bird.
Perception is 18.
Yeah, passive perception's good. So yeah, as you are discussing, trying to figure out, you know, what to do and why the fuck this place exists. Maeve, you see it first as you're like shouting at Sidon. You can see that from some of the mist, sort of like on the edges of your vision, you can see a form start to take shape. And as you're shouting at him, and like it trails off, you like trail off slightly as you see from that mist a timid, thin figure walking up to you. The first detail you can make out is that their eyes are similar to how Slabs are, but not glowing. Is a piercing, like the sclera of their eyes are
They're
a
not as
piercing
cool as Slab.
red color. And that same with the glow of their lips. They like glow very slightly. And she steps up and they appear feminine, about 5'7", but incredibly thin. Her eyes, the pupils are grey, that milky grey color, and her hair is like a wavy ash black that falls into streaks of white just above the neck. Her grey skin is covered in dark freckles, as she wears simple yet elegantly layered cloth with sort of greys and browns, topped with white garments. She wears nothing on her feet, but as she moves, there are small imprints of the mist and fog as she walks around. I will send the image of this person.
Do we all see her?
into-
Sorry.
Maeve will see it first, but yeah, as you like notice it, you will see this person.
With you may answer this a yes or no. With the investigation I did, would I have a vague idea what Nocturnal looked like, and would it be this?
No.
Okay.
You
Is that
wouldn't
a no to both, or?
you wouldn't know what she looked like, so I can't give you
Is
the
it-
second answer.
Is she meant to look somewhat like Maeve? Because Maeve's skin's gone grey and she's got the same, like, similar hair.
The skin tone is similar in this space. And it's like not dissimilar, but it's not, you know, it's not like in this space, maybe, but you know,
I
it's
think
not.
the description of her is that she's very. You said she's very like slender, skinny, like almost gaunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it looked quite different from Maeve in.
Yeah, in sort of
practice.
form, it's like she's
Yeah.
a lot shorter than Maeve, and this
I think if we
whereas
look
No,
we-
at
I meant
the
like features. That was
features, it's similar, definitely. Like there's
If her
definitely
skin is grey here, does that mean that her
Mm.
skin is like lilac-y when she's not in here? Is that-
that would be something to figure out. You can see that she looks sort of lazily in your general direction, and her eyes sort of wander as if lost a little bit. And you can now see as she gets a bit closer, she has like red marks around her eyes, like they have been open for time beyond thought. And
Weird.
even as she's looking around, and I'll just tell you this now, The entire time this NPC is here, she will not blink.
Okay.
Nice.
Can
Time to enter
I
a staring
flash
contest.
lights in her eyes with light as she
drops, maybe.
blinks?
She just stares at you.
I'm gonna try the staring contest. Let's see if I win.
I'm gonna speak to her.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Take it to the poor woman.
Yeah, just
I
a
didn't-
simple like wave of the hand and a hello.
You see, just like move you there. You see, she says, "Hello."
Have you changed the map, or am I just
No, I'm joking.
okay? Cool.
You got rid of the fog.
I just got rid of the fog behind you. Hello.
Is everything okay?
She nods. Yeah, it's okay.
Do you know where you are?
Looks around. Yeah, this is my home. This is the grey. Between light and shadow, there is the grey. Can I help you with something?
Possibly. I read a book that told me to come here. And we found these almost pools of fog, and we stepped through them.
You see, she nods. That is the common entrance to the grey. There are a lot around here on the other side.
How did you get here?
There's like a slight pause. I have only known being here. This is me. This is my home.
Did you create it?
No, I didn't create it. I just live here now.
Do you know how long you've been here?
She thinks for a second and says, definitely since yesterday.
I see.
What
Hello.
year is it for you?
What's the point in counting time?
Oh, so
Ah.
we can interrupt. Okay, cool.
Do you have a name? I'm sorry, I didn't ask earlier.
I'm Grey. Grey.
I see.
I'm Grey, I think. Do you like this place?
It's interesting.
Mhm.
Miss Gray, is there an easy way to leave? It's great here, but is there an easy way we could return to where we came from? Are we able to return?
I think Noctura could help you.
Do you know where we could find Noctura?
Yes, I can take you to her. She said there may be visitors, and follow her. She said, follow me.
Okay.
And you see, she sort of like turns, and as she turns, like the mist sort of wraps around her, as if you almost don't see the full turn, and she begins to walk in sort of a northeastern direction in this town towards the church. Following these, so Maeve, you can see these like candles are almost like guiding the path towards it. The rest of you can't see this there.
Just before we carry on, I'm going to turn to Cass. Cass, I'm going to ask you this very simple question. You're a cleric of the light goddess, right? The sun goddess?
Yes, Solista?
Yeah, it's listed. Do you have the cantrip light?
Yes.
Okay, can you just cast that to see if it is the sky that's giving us these unusual colours, or
It's these
whether this is
candles.
candles?
Do you think I could
Candles.
take one of me with me home? You know, as a...
You
we
can't
can see them.
Cass, you can't. The only person who can see the candle is Maeve.
It's Mo.
You guys can't see the candles.
Yeah, Maeve doesn't know that.
Yeah, obviously Maeve doesn't know that. But
What candles?
What candles?
They're everywhere.
Mel says, yeah,
No,
they're
they're not.
everywhere.
Well, perhaps these
Never
are like
Yeah, we
spiritual
can't see any
candles.
They're ghost
well,
candles.
It's just we've all gone through a shift, and I can't tell if this is because of the ambient light or because of the place we're in now. So if we could have some of Solista's, I hate to use the phrase pure light, but the light that we are used to see if it's a change in the fabric of our bodies or just a change in the light, that would put my mind at ease a little bit. I'm not worried, just curious. So
If you really want to make sure, I could cast daylight.
No, light should
I
be
think
fine.
it might be wise not to interfere.
No, not interfere. Just to see, because I say, if you see, I can see via red. My scars change. Your skin has changed, and then Leia.
Layla.
Are you okay? By the way, Layla.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I feel fine.
Okay.
I mean, as fine as I can.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. I just want to see.
I'll be honest. I was waiting around for 15 minutes, and nothing
Sidon.
really happened.
It's not that. Okay, I'm not worried something's going to happen. I'm curious as to whether this is. And by the way, I assume we're walking and talking a little bit.
Yeah.
So I just want you to cast light and just pure white light. That's all. And then to see if our skin has changed colour because we're in this strange and wonderful. It's very nice. Don't get me wrong. It's very interesting and beautiful. But whether we've been through a kind of a metamorphosis or it's just the ambient light.
Is it going to cost you a spell slot to cast light?
No, light's just
a cantrip.
No, it's a cantrip.
Okay, I was going to say I've got dancing
Okay.
lights. So.
Maeve,
Hmm?
you're
Oh,
able
it's
to
concentration.
see and I guess hear things that we don't. Do you think it's a good idea to cast light?
Can I ask Gray
Mhm.
as we're walking?
Yeah.
Just is it would it be okay for us to cast light here?
She turns around as she's walking and says, I think it should be fine. I've never done it.
Yeah, so I'll let them know.
Okay, so this is very important part, Sidon, pay attention. With everyone agreeing and nobody saying, no, don't do this, I will cast
don't do
light.
it.
No, don't do it. No.
Up to light.
Too light. Yeah, you cast
It burns.
your light, and it
My
goes
eyes.
that vibrant orange, yellow gold of Solista's light, and it sort of illuminates the space. However, it doesn't light the area up, but it does cast shadows where it would. So the ambient light does not
20
change.
feet of just shadows.
No, so the ambient light does not change. However, with Cass holding and anyone walking behind her, you can still see the shadows of the people who are walking. However, Grey does not have a shadow.
Oh,
okay.
Is it just light or are my spells not working?
I think
See
she's
it.
just Peter Pan and her shadow has.
Well,
Yeah.
can I
It's in the ether somewhere.
can I do a tiny?
Ether pan.
Can I
Yeah.
do a tiny poke on?
Ether
on
pan.
can I poke Gray? See if I go through it.
Oh,
see if it's
Jesus
illusion.
Christ! Buy her a drink.
Stop.
Jesus!
Wait, this is an important question. Where are you poking?
And what with?
Blade.
And
My
are
finger.
You.
Can I make a check to see if I can see him going to do that before he does it?
I mean, I assume Silent's not being quiet about it. He's just going and doing it. You see the face as Silent's walking up. Maeve, you see the face of Silent about to make mischief as he's crouching.
dastardly from the fucking
Yeah,
the old cartoons.
not even
Twirling.
trying
Look at his fucking mustache.
I'm not even
He's
trying to do
crouching,
it. I'm walking
crouching,
up straight up and
slightly. His fingers
yeah,
his
doing the
fingers
creep
ready
walk up.
10 minutes before 10 feet before he actually gets to her. His fingers out. He's like, yeah. So you can see he's doing it before, or going to try and do it beforehand.
I'm just gonna like, you know that like befuddled fucking eyes wide, like what the fuck are you doing? Look.
I'm going to see if it's an illusion.
No.
Poke.
Can I poke Sidon so hard in the chest that I shove him back a couple of inches? And be like, how the fuck do you like it?
You've tried this several times and it never worked.
I cast
Well,
guidance
maybe
on
this
there.
one.
Thank you.
I would like
Yeah,
to
this is
cast.
a huge
what
map.
was it?
Really
Enhance
big map.
ability strength.
Bless.
No, just kidding. I'm not. I'm not wasting a single spell
Well,
on this.
as Sidon is going to try and poke her, and Maeve is like, "No, that's what the fuck." You sort of she turns sort of not turns a corner. They go down a street, and you see in front of you a huge church that is made of grey and black stone. The inside is lit with a purple sort of light with elements of green. I have to say green because the interior map's green for some reason. Whereas everything else has been purple. It's a pain. But yeah, you can see the inside of it, and you see Grey continues to walk. Like, she peeks in the space, like she's been here hundreds of times.
Does she not react to Sidon poking her?
I was about to say.
Does Sidon poke her?
Oh yeah,
no,
he poked
stop.
her.
Okay, sorry.
He went, no, poke, like a prick.
I
You,
went, but I have an illusion poke.
So Sidon, you went, you sort of poked like her shoulder blade, and she doesn't react, but you do feel, like form, but sort of the area slightly around where you poked does give off a little bit of mist, and your finger goes cold.
Ugh.
Weird.
Frostbite.
say,
Make the fucker fall off.
No.
You
Not
touch a girl and then go, ugh.
Nah.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, James.
Not just
She has
like,
Yeah,
cooties.
cooties.
No, what is cooties? Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. So, okay. Is there any? So are the buildings physical? Like,
Yeah. If you
We
like
touch
touch
a
on
building,
the
it's like
structures,
physical.
yeah,
Okay, right.
yeah, it's there.
Okay. So I'm assuming then and I will share this. This grey person's presumably no longer part of our mortal coil. Is there like a version of purgatory? Is there like God's waiting room?
I mean, Limbo exists.
There's also
But-
Cairo's cave, but
Kara's cave
it's
is
like
the
the
spot
step
to
before that
be
bit.
judged. Well, you would know Noctura is like the, as I said beforehand, is like the Grey Guardian of the moment of death. So you wouldn't know the name of it, but Grey described it as the Grey. So that's like the
Yeah.
best.
So yeah. I just wanted to make sure because when you said moment of death, I thought you meant like she turns up as you die to like guide you to the next
like
stage, and it
Thanatos,
happens with the name
yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But if it's like I'm assuming there's she's a busy person, lots of people to deal with.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Take a
Grey
number, get in line.
Grey continues to sort of walk, goes around up the stairs here, past like the lights, and as she moves, the lights do not seem to like affect her. Like she goes past the lights and she does not change in her like tone. As she just continues up, like not gesturing for you to follow, but assuming you guys are following.
This is a point of clarity. Maybe you may know this, Cass. You will hopefully also know this. Chiron is a Nocturne
Cairo.
would be interested. Would be interested in not natural deaths, but they wouldn't be looking to accelerate our deaths, would they? They would not be looking to
No.
trick us into a place to kill
no.
us.
You would be able to know that they are like
Yeah, I didn't.
natural order. Like
No, natural order off.
things have to die. Yeah.
Mhm. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Well. Moving swiftly onwards.
Grey continues to lead you to the door. This space. And she walks up to like the door. If everyone like to move
That's
themselves.
fucking massive. Remember,
map
you see the
is-
first, like, just to walk up some steps.
I know. I mean, the map's really cool, so I wanted to
It
use
is
all of
really cool, but yeah.
Yeah, it's slightly frustrating. It's so big, but it's fine. So you see,
Because of how big the map
That's what
is,
she
is there
said.
any?
oh, yeah, thank you. I thought I was waiting for it.
Because of
That's
how
what
big
she
the map is there any secrets off the beaten path?
How could you say?
No!
There isn't.
Stop
No, there isn't. If you do, you will get sent to the mist forever.
Go, do it! Go, do it!
So
You soon change your mind there.
Do you think we should?
No,
invent
don't.
in, like,
Yes, do
you
it.
know, one of those like child harnesses which like come with like a leash.
No.
Are you
because-
guys
No, he'd probably enjoy it.
right?
No, we need to get like an actual dog leash and attach him to a lamppost and just fucking walk away, and he just gotta gnaw his own fucking arm off to get away.
You guys really think the dog lead is gonna keep me
That's a
penned
good
up?
point. Here's a monk.
I think we
Dude,
could
have you seen the
hold
Dogs of
side in a
Fantasy?
place with some jungling keys.
You clearly can't
This
do
feels
that.
mean.
No, get like a Subway Surfers video and just put it on and he'll watch it.
Yeah,
Fucking
no, I'm not
SpongeBob.
ADHD.
Yeah.
I just get bored and I just walk forward.
Sorry, you don't have ADHD.
But
Nah. I don't have
Oh,
ADHD that I can just be distracted by keys.
As
Can
you're
I get some
arguing,
keys?
How
Look,
about
did you get some keys? I'm throwing them out the room.
as you're
Throwing them through dimensions.
as you're having a civil conversation, you see Gray like leads you to the doorway of the church, and she
I just had a thought. Can I vote? Right, so we're walking up the steps. I'm going to vocalize this as a thought right now before she knocks on the door. Artron has a moment's inspiration. Maeve, I don't know the specifics of it, but what do you think would happen if you were to activate your other form here? I'm not suggesting you do it, but it might
I'm not
be
sure.
interested.
Would it even work with you being surrounded by a lot of Kairos magic instead
Well, I mean,
of Geffins? I mean, you
that
couldn't connect the
ability is-
table.
That ability is very much from. It's something I got with my pact. So it's
From Geffen.
Fae, and I don't think this is Fae.
No. This is why I thought
Mhm.
it'd be interesting. Well, anyway.
Yeah, you see, she gets to the doors, and as she does, she's moving sort of like, slowly, not methodically, just like, stepping, not really going very quickly, just
Every NPC in a video game ever.
yeah. And she
Old
like
lady in the
sways.
old lady in the shop.
She sways slightly more than like a normal person would when she walks. Like her head goes slightly further. The hair though does not like move with any wind. It sort of just stays relatively fixed.
Faster than your walking speed, slower than your running speed.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
love her.
But you see, she gets to the doors and surprisingly quickly turns on her heel. And she sort of smiles to all of you, which is like creepy for no offense to her, a person that looks like that. A smile is very creepy. As she does, you can see she like her mouth opens slightly. She smiles. You can just see a bit of smoke pouring out from her mouth, just idly as she does. And she holds her hands out to the sides.
Vaping.
You see, she holds her hands out to the side, her palms facing up, and she says, Nocturus senses grey in you, and she points one hand at Maeve, and you, and points to Melanoe, and says, walk through and she shall let you in.
And do the
Is
rest
that
of us
just them
stay
two?
outside?
The rest of you. She like stops for a second as if she's like
We play
remembering a request, and she says, the rest of you will need to convince me why I should let you in, as they have let you in to their lives.
Good luck, Sidon.
Well,
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Jesus, that's scary.
yeah, that
Jesus.
did a Peru there. Yeah.
Do you? So before anything else, Maeve, do you walk in?
Yeah.
Okay, Maeve and Mel both go in. They walk through, and as they do, the door for them temporarily turns into that grey fog mist, and they walk through.
Oh no, it's a Dark Souls boss.
As everyone else, is
Roll.
roll initiative. No.
Why can I hear boss music?
Wow.
Is that a speedrun counter on the corner?
You can see a death counter, speedrun counter. You have floss for some reason.
Is that a risk counter as well?
There's some text on the floor. You go
Fucking
touch it.
Mel
It
is
says,
Egon.
But for the record, by the way, I love that guy.
Oh, he's great.
He's
Egon's
the
my
perfect
fucking guy.
Yeah, he's the perfect representation of Captain Ahab I've ever seen.
Right.
I love it. Bam!
And as you guys are thinking about that, I will describe
flurry of
what they see on the
harpoons!
inside.
I was just saying,
Mel
there's some text on the floor. It's that you go to touch it. Great tits ahead.
Yeah, try finger butthole.
No, it's
Nice.
great chest ahead.
Try jumping.
Right next to the edge, right there.
Secret door ahead. Secret ahead. But yeah, as Mel and Maeve walk in, you get at the bottom of this map. It's also a massive map. You see, let me describe this. The interior of the church is sort of a tall, well-made structure with chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, swaying in a non-existent breeze, glowing with a sort of a pale green light. There are benches that line the walkway with statues overlooking. At the far end of this enormous room is intricately crafted statues of humanoids, some with wings of leather, others with feathers reaching up to the sky. Candles all around the floor, giving them a sort of a slight underglow, and you can see a number of instruments lying around, with a grand piano at the below the main statue, with others on the stone seats around. In front of the statue is a tall woman, familiar. You do see what appears to be Grey, playing sort of eerie notes on a violin, though she currently hasn't moved to see you.
I'm just gonna walk up.
As you're walking up, Mel looks to you and says, "This place is fucking weird."
I agree.
I agree.
Stay close.
Where did Maeve go? Oh, there she is. That's weird. She vanished for a second. Yeah, you continue to walk up. I'll just go to like there, so I can zoom in more. Got the music perfectly timed with this moment. You see, Grey. Where is it? You see, sorry, breathing. You see, she turns around. You see Noctura smiling to see the two of you. Turning as she plays the violin, she sort of steps forward, the mist staying where she stood, that sort of mist duplicate of her playing the violin, as she sort of goes down these steps to about here to see you. And she says, "Hello, I'm Noctura, or Grey, whichever you prefer." And you see she sort of smiles and sits on one of these benches, less timid than before, but still slightly reserved in the way she like moves and looks at you. And as she sits down, she says, "It was you, wasn't it?" Looking to Maeve, who managed to read my script.
Yes.
I wrote that just after all this happened, she just gestures around to the space. There is no blood in this pool, but gestures around to just Morsalyn in general.
Mm.
And she says, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect such an eclectic group, so I wanted a moment for those who were also grey, gesturing to the two of you. I'll let them in a moment.
What does that mean?
What?
That we're grey.
Well, the grey is my name and some of the gods' names for being able to see what you can see, being able to tap into the space and notice undead, see what lies in this place, and, well, what it means to be grey is that a part of this plane is a part of you, whether external or internal. And when someone is grey, they can see what I assume you can see. And Mel is looking confused.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Maeve's gonna turn to Mel and be like, wait, can you see spirits?
I didn't think so. I'm not gonna lie. When we were in, I'm losing the accent. Hold on. When we were in Morsalyn, I did notice something. I thought it was just a weird shadow, but I think I saw them. I don't know why. I've never seen them before. And I can see the candles that were around that those guys couldn't.
And it's only recently that you've been able to see things.
I mean, I've only noticed it today, earlier. So, I guess so. I would have noticed more, I think, because you were around when there was... I was around when there was another one, so I think I would have seen it. I don't know.
I'm going to turn back to Grey and say, do you have any idea why we have this grey within us?
She thinks and says, well, many people can partially see grey for various reasons. She, tilts her head slightly to look at you. Your markings are of sylvan form, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get your power from the Fae or something like that.
Yes.
She sort of holds, she gestures for you to walk forward, and holds her hand out and giving a look as if can I touch the markings on your face?
She there'd be a slight hesitation, not for the fact that she doesn't want to be touched by this person, but just the fact that she's really weird about her marks.
Yeah.
But she'd be like, okay.
And as she does, as she puts a hand to your face, you can feel that they are deathly cold. And Noctura runs her thumb along your cheek, that mark that goes sort of from the bridge of the nose across under your eye. And she says, strange. These are of Sylvan design. Usually I can sense the way or the reason that they're there. However, it is much a part of you as a bird is to their wings. Something seems like it's hidden there, not unlocked. I might be able to awaken it, and it might reveal something.
It's odd, though, that you say that I've I made a pact when I was quite young, but I've always had the marks.
Well then,
And
I
I've
can-
always been able to see spirits.
She says, well, there might be more to you than meets the eye. And as she says that, we'll cut back to the other group outside. What are you doing?
And she
Just
shared this
chilling.
book with me. That was really good. And she lent me the second edition. And now I'm reading it. And we're really
So
good
what's she
friends.
asking us to do? Like, just convince her to
Convince her
let us
to let us in, basically.
The wording.
Just imagine Cass crying like,
Uh,
my friend.
the wording was the rest of you. Why should I let you in, as they have let you into their lives?
Well, they've gone on before me as they have done since I've known them both, and between all of them, they all carry a part of my heart with them, and without them, I may as well be lost and stood outside in the grey alone forever anyway. So, if you could.
You see, Grey is like thinking on your words. She seems what's the word? Pleased by it, like positive reaction to it. She doesn't say like, go in now, but she like gives a nod.
You
as if,
chose
like,
wisely.
as if like, yeah, you're fine. Rest of you.
But
So I
basically,
can't get through the fucking VIP entrance. I'm like, see you,
Oh,
dickheads.
you're still outside. She doesn't let you in yet.
Oh,
But
right.
when she lets people in, yes.
Okay.
I needed a moment.
You're
for
behind the velvet rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
beyond the yellow brick road.
but basically, it's like she's filled like the it's like an adoptive older sister role. I'm trying to word stuff and I can't do it.
If you need a sec, I can do one of the NPCs.
You can do. It's just like
Cassian's like, I've never seen the sun again since I've met her because I'm so under her thumb.
no.
Damn.
He has seen the sun.
Yeah. No, Cassian
I've
would.
only seen the moon, to be honest.
Well,
Which one?
Cassian would say something along the lines of, they've both helped me immensely before I met them. He like pauses. He was going to say Maeve, but he says both of them. Before I met them, I didn't know what I was to do. I was alone. I was lost. I was at the end of my tether, but since meeting them and learning with them and traveling with Maeve, I've never been more happy to be alive, and I wouldn't even if I could go back and not have had my affliction, it would be a toss-up now because I wouldn't have got to meet these people. And Noctura does give like a Grey, not Noctura, gives like a nod to that as well.
Holds it like rating cards, like
Yes.
9.5. Stuck the landing.
It's like just enough.
No,
But yeah,
I can handle the cards.
yeah.
No
Like
problem.
thumb in the middle, and then it's like up.
Anyone else?
Imagine if Alex was here to hear that. He'd be like, damn, I wasn't good enough.
Guys, I need help. I haven't done any life-changing sentimental stuff with either of the people inside.
Well, I
He
think
didn't say it was life changing. He just said,
Why would you want to be with them? Yes. I mean, you're part of the you're part of the collective, Cass. We.
Part
I
of the
don't
family
want to speak
now.
for all of us, but this is like side-eye siding, where one of us.
One of us what? You went into a robot.
Turn to
Where one of us goes, the others shall follow.
follow.
I nearly made such a bad joke when you said you went into a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what she
you went
said.
into a
That's not my-
succubus.
That's not my 3-pronged attack. Well, that doesn't know what. Hector, I barely know her.
Well, I'm not gonna ask for them because I looked at the time. Layla would say something along the lines of like, "She's my sister. She is literally the only thing I care about in this world." Would get like a yes.
You're
And-
related to
Yes,
Maeve?
Oh God. And if you guys have anything briefly you want to say,
famous.
never mind. If there's anything you want to say in relation to this, go ahead. If not, you will be let in within the next minute.
Part of me wants to hear what Sidon says.
I'm thinking about it. No. Sada will say, honestly, the whole spirit world thing is all above my head, way above my pay grade. But
I think
I like Mel and I like Maeve. They're good friends, despite everything.
Sidon,
Um,
do you get paid to do this?
No, well, yes. I mean, we all get paid. We're adventurers. That's kind of the job description. We
But
do jobs for people and get money for it.
This isn't a job.
to be
Yeah,
fair,
that's
So
not
29
personal
platinum
stuff.
I have in my back pocket for the first time in my life.
to be fair with Sidon and Maeve, I think it's like the yin and yang situation.
yeah. It's like that. Yeah.
No, but
I think it's.
Yeah,
in all
they should be
honesty,
the married couple.
in all honesty, it's
Then
The
the horse,
whole-
remember?
ghost thing is just
Oh yeah.
something I don't understand. It's never really been my thing. But, I mean, I want to be there to support Maeve and Mel. So, I mean, if that's not good enough, I can wait out here for them.
Well, it's
after-
also
Be
Listen,
there for moral support.
we'll never know whether Sidon's
gets in.
Sidon's speech is accepted or denied, because as just after he says that, Gray turns around and you see the doors. This is more like Dark Souls. The doors go that gray. Oh, sorry, that fog mist thing.
They're
Like when
dead.
Mel and Maeve walk through.
Oh my god!
And Gray gives like a very slight sort of nod to you all, and just vanishes into the mist as you all
I say
are
thank
let
you
in.
to the mist.
Is that permission to enter, or is that like a
Boom.
provocation?
I
Yeah,
think
you-
that's approval. And head on through.
Yeah, you guys go in.
Sidon,
See the space I just grabbed before.
I thought you said she was physical.
I said she was part mist.
Well, she went
That
full
doesn't
mist.
make sense. You're either
Yeah,
missed or you're
who-
not.
Come on, who really cares though?
I mean, you
To
go,
be fair,
Sandy, you go to try to have sex with
I
her?
don't really care
No.
if she's missed
Well, then it
or not.
probably doesn't
She's
matter,
still
does it?
there.
Well, I was curious
Oh
because
yeah,
she didn't
you,
get a
and
shadow.
then you see as you're discussing this, you look up and can see a very big version of Gray talking to Maeve
Oh.
and no.
Sandy, you going to try and have sex with her? Oh,
Please don't try to
it's-
poke her.
I'm not going to poke that one. I assume.
I thought you said
Gray.
choke. I was like, what?
No,
If you guys can
I-
just go to like
Oh my!
this area here.
I assume.
Hey,
Grey
Maeve,
was
we made it in.
an illusion of her made out of mist. You know.
But yeah, Maeve, you see the rest of the group come in. And
Genuinely,
Noctura,
brother got let in. I'll be honest.
Noctura gives like a slight smile to all of you, and says, "I do apologize for the deception. Before it was just I wanted to see whether I whether you all were up to the test, I guess.
Quite alright.
so-
Quite alright.
Like, why did Maeve and Mel get to come in and we didn't?
Well,
Why them two?
Well, they both have some element of grey to them, which grey is what my word for seeing spirits seeing partially into this plane.
If it's a new thing for Mel, why didn't Layla get it? They're related. Is it not a relation thing?
Noctura things says it doesn't usually. It's not usually a family inheritance unless the line is strong in some way.
Perhaps
I mean,
be
that line
because
is pretty strong.
well, it could perhaps be because Mel's a dragon knight, and the dragon knight's here when whatever happened. Could that maybe have something to do with it?
I don't
look
think
at-
we're in the town. I think we're like
I think we are. Just in a different
Well,
part of it.
You're technically not, but you're in the grey version of the town, so to say.
So like the upside down from Stranger Things.
What's a Stranger
that?
Things?
You.
you are
Is that, when
you're in,
is that when you do handstands?
well, the grey is the space, the plane between life and death. It's where spirits dwell. It's where I stay, and
So the spirits that May sees and converses with, those who aren't ready to move on, reside in the grey, and it's your domain?
she gives like a slight, not shaky breath, but gives like a slight breath, and looks slightly ashamed, as you mentioned, like the spirits that Maeve can see. And she says, "Well, it's my job to guard and oversee the grey, where the spirits linger before Cairo takes them. However, the ones that are more randomly, the ones that appear here more randomly, sometimes take too long for me to find, and they become trapped here too far on one side or the other for me to properly help them, which is why gestures to Maeve, they have to be helped through external forces."
And I'm gonna ask a question, then follow it up with some stage direction, because I think it adds right context. So, is it just Maeve who has the ability to help them move on? And as he asks that question, he's going like he realizes he's probably asked something that maybe somebody else should, like the person referring to it, should have asked. But I'm really curious. So I want
Noctura shakes her head and says, "No, technically anyone who can see them can help them. Some are more in tune with the nature of them than others, but anyone who can see them technically could help. It's just rare to be able to see them and not be scared of them, because they're not natural in the same way that you are."
Maeve's a very rare person.
Thanks.
Can you see my other friend, my book friend?
I can see. Oh no, she wouldn't. She no, she wouldn't. She'd say, "I can see the book or the light. I don't see your book friend." But sorry. She looks back to Maeve, and says, "The thing I mentioned. Do you want me to try?"
Yes, please.
Okay. She turns her head, holding her hand up as an orb of smoke forms in her palm, and she looks deep into your eyes, Maeve, and you see her hands are weaving divine, like, runes and what's it called? Somatic verbal, somatic components
Somatic
of
components, yeah.
of the spell, as she mutters in Celestial. And for those who can understand it, we'll hear, "O mother of mine, guideth my hand. Father of balance, neither good nor bad. The grey before me showeth where thy stand. O Cairo, my lord, help me, I command." And you see, as she does this, Maeve, you feel a chill move through your body. The marks on your skin glowing in this space as grey mist sort of forms from that light, briefly clouding over your eyes as you see something in the mist. It takes a second to clarify and focus, but you are met with the image of your mother, maybe 20 or so years younger, looking through books and scrolls with tired eyes. There is paper on the floor. You can see tear marks staining the makeup. She looks distressed until she sort of opens a book and a sort of a dark grey scroll falls from that. Her eyes light up as she unfurls it, and her eyes scan it. Her body language shifts as she rests her head in her hands, smiling and weeping through tears of joy, with this look of apprehension and anxiety and a sense of like being overwhelmed, as she takes a number of slightly shaky breaths, and she sort of inhales and exhales a number of times, and as she does, that grey mist begins to cloud over your vision again and again, sort of expanding out as she breathes, and you return to the space you are with your allies. But yeah, you see that. Go ahead. The stage is yours. However, you do. There. If you reload Maeve's character sheet, hopefully, yeah, and look at
Your
your
reward
feats,
now.
and look at your feats, you will have a new one called Touch of the Grey. And yeah, you exit from that vision back in this space. Everyone who was there is still there. And yeah. For the rest of you, it was a matter of moments. Noctura did this. Maeve, the smoke sort of the fog sort of went into Maeve's eyes for a second, 2, 3, 4, and then like that she took a breath and was back.
So we didn't see this.
No, just Maeve.
Just the first thing she'd say when she came back is like, "What did she do?"
Has the markings changed at all?
The markings are still glowing in this space, but there's no discernible change to them.
Are you okay, Maeve? Everything all right?
I don't know. It was my mother. She was quite distraught. And much younger.
Presumably before you were born.
Yes.
Did you see why she was like that?
No. But she was reading books and she found a scroll and the emotion changed from sadness to joy almost.
She found a spell.
And what spell was it?
I don't know.
Do you have any idea why she was sad? Did she ever mention? I know it's a long shot. Did she ever mention that she was sad before you arrived?
I didn't know that woman could feel emotions, to be honest. No, she never mentioned.
My thoughts of your powers, your abilities channeled through and to touch the grey. And did she know her parents well? Were they around when you were born?
No, I only ever knew my father's parents.
Had they perhaps recently died?
My grandfather died before I was born, but my grandmother would, air quotes, take care of me.
Is this on your father's side? I mean, your mother's parents.
I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, Archon will start, and then he'll trail off and keep his mouth shut. It's speculation.
As you are speculating, Mel does ask, so what about me? I don't know why I'm like this. Anything you could tell me?
I didn't have a traumatic childhood.
Well, you see,
I mean, constant reincarnation is pretty traumatic, to be fair.
yeah, you see, Noctura looks to Mel and says, I recognize something about you somehow. I don't know why, but I can tell that the grey lingers within you somewhere. It is faint. However, I don't think there's much I can do about it. I wasn't sure, I just sensed it in the two of you.
This grey that you're sensing is it a gift? Is it? What is it? What is it?
Well, it depends on the context of getting it. Mine was a divine gift, and some clerics get it as a divine gift. However, sometimes it can be moments of seeing, or moments close to death, being lingering somewhere with great sadness, and death can sometimes awaken it. It
So,
can
like
be
this place here.
It can be familial, but it's not common.
Are you able to unlock it in other people, or is it just?
I can manipulate it if someone already has a tie to it. I can't create it within someone. And as she's speaking, she looks to, as Arshon was speaking, she looks to you, and she has a relatively static expression. But as she does, it turns to a very slight bit of confusion as she sees the glowing blue necklace around your neck. And she says, "You wear my half-brother's necklace. Why?"
Oh,
Is it Erevan?
it is Erevan.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Erevan the bro.
Yeah, I do. He threatened to kill me the first time we met him, but the second time he was a bit nicer.
She does give a
yeah, he says it with a smile.
she says it with a small smile. And she gives a polite giggle.
Would you like to see it closer?
I've seen it before. I was just wondering why it was
I
assume it was
did it
given
to the group, and for some reason nobody else wanted it, and I think it's dope as shit. So
I have a question, and maybe this is just really stupid, but are all of the gods' heralds related in some way?
No.
Is it just you and Erevan, or
it's just Erevan and I through our mother.
through familial? Okay.
who was your mother?
I was many years ago. I was born to Odaluna, and my father's Morales, the god of duality.
How does someone born of Odaluna and I don't know how to say that other one.
Morales.
Morales.
Think of Miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's
about
really,
Morales,
it's
yeah.
really frustrating. I didn't realize it until I spoke it for the first time.
How does someone born of Odaluna and Morales end up becoming the herald of death for Cairo?
Gives like a breath. You see that mist sort of form out from her mouth as she does, and she says, "Well, I'm not sure if they were in love, but I was made and I was healthy." And she her eyes dart back and forth to all of you as she sort of gets a little bit anxious and says, "However, during something long ago, Chaos snuck into my room, and she makes a gesture of a blade across her neck. Cairo, being the god of death, flew me to their cave where my soul was to be housed. I was there a while, until at one point Cairo came to me and said that there was to be a great many dead soon, and that I was to help him. And it would be a shame to have me leave so soon. So he formed the grey around me, and I acted as an anchor for it, and ever since I've been helping him where I can."
Did Cairo know this massacre was going to occur?
No, this was before that. Long before that.
It's
So
interesting.
the
you
great
mentioned-
many dead wasn't this massacre.
No.
No,
Okay.
it's interesting you mentioned that. I don't have it written down, but I will recite the poem, the prophecy. I do have it written down. I just can't be asked
Yes.
now. And we're running out of time. So
Yeah.
I mentioned that to her and be like, "Hey, blow dump, please."
Yeah,
One sec.
she says, she like, as you're writing that, she thinks and says, "The words sound familiar, but I think I was dead before it was made."
Yes, but you may have ferried or helped some of those in the battle. There seems to be a number of demonic incursions going on. Layla, our friend, was puppeteered by one of the demon lords to create chaos and havoc. In much the same way that you yourself found yourself a victim to chaos and havoc. Is there any chance that perhaps this was the blade that did it? And he's going to pull out the blood-packed dagger.
She looks at it and says, "I don't think so. It was the force of the thing, rather than the sharpness of a knife."
Do you, speaking of that prophecy, a friend of mine is having dreams of a rider, cold, icy, I believe on a white horse. Does that ring any bells? I'm just thinking because of how cold it can get here in this realm between life and death.
She thinks and says, that doesn't ring any bells to me. I don't get much information about the goings on in
Events.
Periphalon. Aravan sometimes stops off and sees me, but he doesn't tell me things like that, just updates me on nicer things.
I did have a question, but if it's too much of a long answer, it can wait until next
No,
time.
go for it.
Did you see the memory that I saw?
I could see it if I wished, but I did not actively choose to.
I'm just trying to figure out what the scroll was. It wasn't clear.
Could you?
Hmm?
I was going to say, maybe if you have the ability to replicate the image in detail, perhaps. I don't know how clearly you saw it.
I didn't guess.
May have essentially saw the back of a grey scroll. That was
Yeah.
it.
I'm just thinking that this person might be a bit more aware of what it was. I don't know.
She says, I don't think I'd be able to see much more than you would. Plus, without context, I don't know if I'm much help. I see a lot, but I only really see grey. So
I don't.
But the
Sounds
scroll was
so
grey,
sad.
right?
scroll was like it was like a dark grey color. Yeah.
With the this is a question of an existential question. When somebody passes on between the moments of their death, and if a cleric were to revivify them, would this be the place that their soul waited in those brief moments?
Very briefly, yes. I am not I'm not. I don't see everything.
No. It's
I've kept my eyes open for as long as I could.
yeah. Well,
And
it's more.
I see much here, but I don't see the flickers of someone.
No, it was more that you've been very, very kind to us and very helpful. It's just I wondered whether or not I'd ever wish to see you again, if I could say that in the nicest possible way. If that makes sense.
I understand. This is not a nice place. I've tried my best to make it livable, but it's not.
You launched around at the Gothic church.
I have one last question. What happens if you were to blink? You say you've kept your eyes open for as long as you could, but what would happen if you actually did just blink for once and just maybe it will help you? I don't know.
I don't know either, but I'm not sure if I would want to risk it. I was told by Kyra to always keep a lookout, and I don't want to disobey.
The 0.001 second a blink would take.
Time is strange, and I wouldn't know if I blinked, I could miss 0.0001 of a second, or I could miss too long, and more people end up wandering, needing to be helped by others, and I'm not doing my job properly.
What if we could? I've done it for Maeve. Created a familiar, someone to bear the burden with you.
I think I'm all right. It's my burden to bear, and I'm happy with it. I'm just happy I could do something. And it's not. It's my. I don't do it perfectly, but I do it as well as I can. And I'm glad with the parts that I have.
It's just.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, it was with you being close with Cairo.
Close as I think most entities are. Yeah.
Would you recognize the difference in an ability given by him to other means?
Yes.
And my ability
Yours
is
was not yours was not. I can tell it was not of his make.
I think she'd look quite disappointed at that. Like, there's one line of, questioning, if you will, gone.
So Celestial and Fey are ruled out. There's a third option somewhere.
I
Well,
don't.
she said Maeve's markings was Sylvan.
Yeah.
Right, and you had
She
the
was
markings
touched by
from...
Faye.
Yeah. So, I have an idea, I have a theory, I'm not sure if I'm right.
Theory. Thanks for watching.
A game theory, yeah. Primarily, I think Maeve's mother did a pact with some Fey entity, and that's what it is. But I don't know.
Noctura says, because of the time, I don't want to usher you away too soon because I haven't had
But fuck
visitors.
off.
No, because I haven't had so many visitors. I think maybe ever. So don't hesitate to return if you find a way. You know where to find me. And
In the fog.
in the grey.
If you just change your mind that you would like a companion similar to this fine bird here and that good old black puss over there, I try to be nice about it. That good old kitty over there. If you would like a companion who would be a friend to you throughout and help bear the load, so you would not miss, and maybe 2 heads would be better than one. That is the least I could do as a thank you for helping my friend.
She shakes her head. It's a kind gesture, but really, I'm alright. I'm happy where I am.
Okay.
How
Could
would
have had
we
a bird
go
friend, but
about-
okay.
How would we go about speaking with you again? Would we need to come here?
Well, Morsalyn is the easiest way because there's so much here. But if you have
Are you able to appear in dreams like Erevan and some of the other heralds that we've seen?
not like Caravan, no. My connection to Odalune is not that
What
strong
about
now.
through Maeve and Mel? If the grey's within them, then surely
That's
you would
what
just
I
within them.
was. If Maeve having the stronger essence of the two, I think if she were to call and
Another voice in my head.
I don't know. I know.
It's like the idea
no,
of like
no,
someone opening Maeve's mouth and yelling into
No,
it. Hey,
not-
Nocturne, did you hear?
no, not like that. If she were to be in the right place and to attempt to commune, I might be able to make a connection. But I'm not as strong as my brother, so.
One final question from me, because we'll end, I'm sure.
Yes.
If one of us does cross paths with you again, would you be able to help us return to the land of the living if that's what we wanted?
She shakes her head. That's not within my skill set. I overlook this place. I'm not that powerful. All my strength is here, and I can get you back to where you were, but I am not powerful enough to bring someone back.
No? Okay. Always worth asking.
She nods her head and says, but it has been nice. So, for me at least. So, if you have anything you need, just let me know. And she sort of smiles and stands up. You hear the violin pick up again as she weaves her hands using the magic, and the fog around sort of drifts up like through you guys as it overlooks your vision for a moment, and you return to the proper church, exactly where you would be standing. I will just change the map because I do have the normal church. Don't know how.
Take me to church.
And
Please don't.
I don't know how this thing load. It's not even loaded yet. But
It's loading, but I see a shit ton of blood. In the
similar
whole-
Yeah,
sort of
it's just red.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a similar sort of room. However, here there is blood where there was not before.
Can we go back to the grave thing? I really don't like all this blood.
You see the same statue reaching out the door behind you, and you return to yourselves, and you've been to the grave. And that's where we will end and pick up next time.